Hi folks, I'm John. I'm going to be game mastering our Masks of Nyarlathotep campaign. We're currently working our way through the Peru chapter, and everybody briefly introduce themselves. Laura, you want to start?
Hi, Laura Shanks. I'm playing Margaret Jones Merriweather, an alienist.
I'm Hugh Delury. I'm playing Declan Steele, a private investigator.
I'm Nate Elwood. I'm playing Father Cecil Sullivan, a Jesuit priest.
I'm Tom Allman. I am playing Mustafa Ali. He is an Egyptian antiquarian.
And my name's Richard McGuire, and I'm playing a hobo named Samus.
Alright, if everybody can toss me a six-sided die roll. One number's going to tell us what happened last time.
You want me to toss it?
I want to be the hobo next time. That's what I...
Not it.
Yes.
5.
Alright, Declan.
You got the short stick this time.
Alright, let's see here. We started off session 2, getting ourselves on the Augustus Larkin expedition to make our way to Lima, Peru. Let's see here. What happened while we were in Lima? Well, we met Augustus Larkin, and he was a very ill-looking individual, and his maybe bodyguard, whose name was Luis de Mendoza. Let's see. Eventually, we determined, he explained where we were headed, to where he believed a lost temple was, in the highlands of Lake Titicaca. So after sort of getting our supplies and ready to depart, we wanted to meet with a museum curator, Professor Sanchez, to try to get some more information about the expedition, the location, and a particular myth about a type of vampire called the Kyriasiri. Am I saying that right?
I've been saying Karisiri, but
Kyriasiri.
I'm not sure I'm saying it right either.
Which Jackson believed was more of a cult than it was an actual vampire. So, but through our investigations at the museum, we discovered that they may actually be a real thing. When Tom's character Mustafa and I believe it was Nate's character encountered Mendoza as some lamprey-mouthed thing who tried to eat Professor Sanchez's assistant's face. Dispatched that creature, and then we made our way that evening to Larkin's hotel to try to get some answers from him about what was really going on. And we found him doped up with heroin, because who doesn't do that in the 20s?
Perfectly legal.
Medicine.
Especially if you're a fat-sucking vampire.
Yeah. To try to get some answers from him, at which time we sort of failed, and he turned into something different, I think, than the vampire face-sucking lamprey. And we dispatched him. And that was pretty much the end of our session. I shot him. Someone smashed him across the face. And then he began to decay rapidly, and we ran, because that's pretty terrifying.
After getting the money and the heroin.
Which I don't know if anybody knows that yet.
Okay. And you guys bailed out the window.
And we bailed out the window.
Well, the priest bailed out the window. Apparently the priest has some outstanding warrants in Lima, maybe? No. I don't think there was an Interpol back then, so you probably, even if you may have blown up some Tommies in Derry at some point, I think there's not extradition.
Okay, well then do we want to say not everybody went out the window?
I did not.
With that.
I would not go out the window.
I don't think I would have either.
Okay.
For my character. I would have. But I don't think Margaret would have.
All right. It would be very unladylike.
In my pants.
Samus?
Go for it.
I was in the other room.
All right, so you were sticking around then too?
Yeah.
So Cecil took off and Declan took off?
Force habit, sorry fellas.
Yeah, I mean, I think Declan thought that if the gunshot would have alerted the hotel, the owner of the hotel.
Yes.
So I should say Declan's reaction would have been to just search as quick as possible, just for something about what's going on.
Sure.
And then make quick out of there to avoid any of the authorities.
All right.
That would have been his initial sort of like irrational response
Okay.
until like he was able to take a couple breaths and like assess the situation a little more clearly.
Okay. So the three of you guys then are still in the room, and you hear a knock on the door, and it's kind of a very, very hurried rapping. Hello, hello, in rapid fire Spanish, of course.
I think I understand hello.
I'm sure you would. Yes.
Hey, at least you got your third man dial by right there.
So, do either of you know Spanish?
I have
I
one
do
point.
not.
You do. Oh,
that's
one
good.
point's enough to be fluent. That's fine. I'm gonna toss a die just to see. Yeah, Jackson went out the window with you guys. So, do you respond to the knocking?
I open the next room's door over.
Sure. And you actually recognize the voice. It was Petronilla,
Okay.
and so she recognizes you. Did you hear that? Was that a gunshot? Should I call my son?
I think you should.
All right, I will call the police. Is anyone hurt?
Yes, somebody's hurt.
Who is hurt?
Your guest.
Mr. Larkin or Mr. De Mendoza?
Mr. Larkin.
Oh, he was the one who paid. Well, he did. Fortunately, it was all in advance. Yes, I will go call the police. Do you know who did it?
I don't know.
You didn't see the person?
They fled out the window.
Go ahead and give me
Clearly,
a die roll.
the hobo needs
Do you
to
want to
be
spend?
the voice of this party.
Yeah.
I'm loving
Good
it.
job. Good job, Samus.
Go ahead and
Cool under pressure.
give me a. You're trying to sweet talk. You're trying to lie to her.
Knows how to cook possums.
I mean, is
He's-
he lying or is
he's
he
a-
just straight up saying exactly what's going
No,
on?
he said he doesn't know who shot her.
Oh, okay.
I
so
don't
that's
because
okay.
I was in the other room.
That's right, you were in the other room. He's not really lying. She's got like a +2 on that roll or
Yeah,
something.
go ahead and give me. We're gonna call it a. Let's go with preparedness. That seems. No, let's go with conceal. Conceal seems like an appropriate skill for this. Do you want to spend any points?
I don't have any skill in it.
Well, then that'll make it interesting.
So just roll
Yep.
a 4.
All right.
She's
Well,
probably
she's already-
predisposed to believe it.
And she kind of is, and
She
she
likes him,
thinks
too.
highly of
Yeah, she likes
Samus
Samus.
already, because Samus came by and was very nice to her.
Is
Keep things under control right here, okay? I am going to go across the street where the telephone is.
Okay.
All right. Do not let anyone leave.
Okay.
All right. All of your friends are still here?
I'm not sure.
Well, check and tell them not to leave. All right? I will go
Okay.
get the police. So she heads down the stairs. She does not move very fast. All right? She doesn't use a cane. She just leans on the walls instead because only old people use canes.
Okay.
So she leans on the walls a lot.
it's also
You're pretty sure she should be using a cane.
it's also possible that she really likes Samus. She could be.
She's woozy with passion. I don't know.
I heard something on the internet that would explain that, but I don't think
Oh.
it
Internet
works.
doesn't exist right now.
Oh no, I think it probably does.
No, it doesn't.
She makes her way down the hallway. What do you the two of you overheard a rapid fire conversation in Spanish between Samus and this and the
God,
elderly
that guy can
hotelier.
speak.
Yeah.
And then I heard Policia.
Yeah, I'm sure you did, yes.
What did she say, Samus?
She's getting the police.
So in the room where I was, which was where the body was decomposing,
Mhm.
what's it look like now?
It looks like a dead body.
It still looks like a dead body.
In your medical opinion,
In my medical opinion,
it looks like somebody that's been dead for probably 2 or 3 months.
Okay.
It
So
smells
there's no
like somebody
way we
that's
could
been
get in
dead for
trouble
2 or
for
3
that.
months.
Hey, I got an
But
idea.
it does have a nice bullet wound in the shoulder.
Oh, yeah,
And-
but that's a 3 month.
And there's a lot of collapsed ribs
So,
over
yeah,
here.
but-
I got a great idea.
Uh-uh.
We tell the police that when we came in, there was a scuffle already in progress. Somebody shot this guy, Larkin, and then he vamoosed. He did the 23 skidoo through the window, and the Father Murphy and the Private Dick chased after him. Oh, and Jackson are chasing him down. That's all we know.
Okay.
You're gonna. There's probably one other minor item of note that may come to mind to you, and that's the fact that you whacked him with that big hunk of gold.
Oh, I put that back in the trombone case.
Yeah. You probably don't want the police looking at that?
No.
So I don't know if there's anything you want to do with that.
I put it back in the trombone case.
And police never look in trombone cases.
Yeah, but I mean-
there's laws about
Right,
that.
unless there's an imprint on his side
I
matching.
cannot wait to see how bad this goes.
Unless there's an imprint on his side that matches, that they can CSI, they're gonna be like, looks like he got shot and he got hit by a 3,000-year-old gold artifact.
All right.
It could come up.
No, I mean, if they ask, number one, I will pretend like I don't speak Spanish, which I don't.
You won't have to pretend. Yeah.
Number two, what's Spanish for lawyer?
I don't know.
Give me a credit rating roll.
So that is a 4.
With your adding the attribute in.
Yeah.
You're pretty sure that the preferred legal resolution system down here in Lima is bribe the cops.
Oh, I was gonna say money. Yeah, like money.
Will they take heroin and live
Oh
on
my
cash?
God! Please don't show them a bag of heroin and a stack
The
of money.
heroin won't be a problem. Heroin's perfectly
That's true.
legal.
That's true. That's true. Keep forgetting that.
Perfectly legal
I
medication.
use that
Yeah.
in my medical
You
usage
certainly do.
all the time.
And recreational.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use it recreational.
But yeah, I think that we're, it's if they ask, I will tell him that, we were associates with Professor Larkin or Mr. Larkin or
Sure.
People saw us around town with them.
sketchy adventurer Larkin, and
Petronella saw you all come in to visit him. So
right, and if they ask me what's in the trombone case, I'll tell them it was an artifact from the museum that we were, which is true. I mean, we brought it with us
All right.
to either show
As
him.
long as you are comfortable with your plan, that's
Yeah.
my biggest
Right.
concern.
why
That's
we're-
all that matters. Is
Yeah,
how
That's
you
where
feel
we're
about
talking
it.
about it.
All right. Is there any other preparations anyone wants to do before the police arrive?
Nothing could possibly go wrong.
No concerns there. Margaret, you're good?
I've never been better.
All right.
What's your medical opinion, Margaret?
Of what?
This crazy.
My medical opinion of what we're doing right now?
No, I know what your opinion of what we're doing now is, but I mean, is he a conquistador?
What century were those from? I don't know. I'm not a
16th.
historian. I don't know. Was he a conquistador? Why not? I don't know. I have no clue. If he was
Just
a conquistador.
going to be a few minutes before the police show up. I just want to check in on Declan and Cecil. Anything you guys are doing that I should
Legging
know
it.
about? Legging it?
Yeah.
Back to the hotel? Or
Yeah.
somewhere
Oh
else?
yeah.
Dun,
Back
dun,
to the
dun,
hotel.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking. I'm in war mode.
All right.
I'm
Like
here.
stat triggered.
Sure.
So did they jump out a second story window?
No, I thought it was
Second
first
floor.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it would be,
More than 10 feet?
yeah, probably about a 10-foot drop.
We didn't swan dive off it. Not like, yeah, let's go up higher. I can get over that fence too.
So yeah, after the police here have a fantastic response time. It's probably only about half an hour before they show up to the site of a shooting. Right? And Petronilla comes by first and says, "They'll be here soon. Is everyone still here?" I thought there were 6 of you.
Oh, she's speaking in Spanish, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we gotta
shit.
go.
I totally forgot that.
Yes, some of our party chased the person who
Oh.
shot.
Oh, so there was another person here.
Yes, the person that killed your tenant.
And he was still here when you arrived. Was it
I
a
did
man
not-
or a woman?
I did not see him. We entered through.
Did any of your friends see this person?
I have not asked them. So I don't
Would you
know.
please?
Okay.
We,
Did you see him?
we certainly weren't collaborating our story. Yes, I did. Just briefly.
I will let my son know when he arrives.
He looked like De Mendoza.
Yeah, brilliant.
All right, so a few minutes later,
That's the description I was going to give. I came to it.
That light bulb went off a long time ago on that one.
a police officer comes walking in. He's dressed in uniform. He's about 5'9", 5'10", kind of swarthy. Let's diplomatically call him hefty. And he says, he pats his mother on, he pats Petronilla on the back, and you realize that he's calling her mother. And so, what happened here? When he comes in, again in Spanish.
We arrived at the hotel.
Yes,
We entered the adjoining room.
yes,
There was a commotion in the room next to ours.
okay.
So we opened the door that connects the rooms.
Mm-hmm. This is
And-
your hotel room.
No, this is our employer's hotel room, Larkin.
The adjoining room that you came into is your hotel room.
No, we're not staying at this hotel.
Whose room is this?
This is the room of the bodyguard of Larkin,
Oh, and who is that?
Mendoza.
All right. And why were you here to visit Mendoza?
Well, we were getting ready to prepare to leave town on Monday.
Okay.
So we were getting supplies together and stuff like that.
Ah, and he knew you were here to get supplies from his room.
Yes.
Very good. And where is he?
We don't know.
Ah, I see. And the dead man is in the next room.
That's Larkin.
And he was shot?
Yes.
He looks in the room. How long ago was he shot?
A few hours.
Are you sure?
Yes.
This man has been very sick.
We're aware of that. That's why we're helping him on his expedition.
Were you carrying the stretcher?
We plan on taking trucks.
Okay.
Awesome.
Uh,
I love that character.
and so the very sick man was put out of his misery.
I'm not sure what happened. I don't know. I wasn't in the room.
Who was in the room?
Probably whoever did it.
Ah, and did you see this person?
I did not.
Did any of your friends?
Yes. I'll point to him.
Here's the dollar.
Hola!
Here we go.
Ah, hola. And what? And again, rapid fire Spanish.
Straight up Spanish.
Habla inglés?
I do not. No. Can you
Habla
translate for us,
Ancient
please?
Egyptian?
Ask your friend to describe the person that he saw.
I translate for you guys.
Oh no, this is
I-
much more entertaining
oh,
if
you
you
want
actually.
me to-
Yes, I
You
want
want
to
me to
play the game of
butcher it?
telephone.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you describe?
He looked. I opened the door and looked in. I heard a scuffle. I opened the door because we're here to see Larkin and Mendoza. And I saw, as I was opening the door, I heard a shot. And then I saw someone who looked like De Mendoza jump through the window, and our 3 companions rushed after him and to try and apprehend the man who shot our employer.
What is he so? What is he so upset about? What did he say?
He opened the door, and somebody shot our employer.
And
I will
what did the
avenge
person
you.
look like?
And what did the person look like?
De Mendoza.
Well, I don't have to interpret that. Name is a name.
The bodyguard shot him?
You can see. El Bodyguardo. Pew, pew.
There you go. I was waiting for the charades.
Yeah.
Do you have a photo of the bodyguard?
I do not have a photo.
I have it on my phone.
Pull out my 21st century technology.
Can we get a description of him? I will ask Mother for a description.
He looks like a cat.
Are you leaving this town? Are you leaving the town soon?
Well, we planned on leaving on Monday.
And where are you staying?
Maury? I believe the hotel's name is Maury. Or
Hotel
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 Maui.
Maui?
Yeah.
I see. I would prefer you not leave town until this investigation has proceeded further. I would really prefer it.
okay.
Um.
Well,
We
you know how
found-
much I could give him some lint.
But Margaret and
Oh, yeah.
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 Mustafa both also see him putting out his hand.
I don't know what's a good, like,
What's a good bribe?
yeah, what's a good bribe for
Yeah,
We
skills.
found some money on what's his name, right?
No, you didn't.
I mean,
Someone found some money on Larkin.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll have to haggle this out later. Yeah.
$20 is a lot of money.
Yeah, I've been to South America.
Anybody else?
I have a pop. Actually.
Yeah, I'll give him $20.
Wow.
All right.
That's huge.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I had notes for that, too. You actually gave us notes for that, but
All right.
they got destroyed somewhere.
It'll be folded up. I'm from Egypt, so the police probably work the same.
They work exactly the same.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I
You are
will-
very familiar
I'll
with
like
the protocols.
put it like right here and then like shake his hand. Yeah.
And then fail at it epically. And
he
Just
glances
drops
down
on the
at his
Sorry about
hand
that.
and says, "You know what? You seem like fine, upstanding tourists to our town. I do not wish to trouble you any further. I'm sure that the bodyguard will be found, and all of these issues with the long dead body will be resolved without issue."
Muchas gracias, señor.
Yes, though it may cost my mother quite a bit of money to clean up the mess in this room. Do you think you could see fit to helping her to hire a better cleaner?
like a cleaner.
I relay that to them. He wants additional money for his mother who owns the hotel.
Do you have a 20, Margaret?
I'm sure I have.
I'm sure you do.
I'm sure I have several of them.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to do like any kind of credit roll for that, or is it just kind of like, hey, you have a 4 credit, it's cool.
You're
Okay.
All right. So yeah, you.
Of course. And then I hand it to Petronella. Is that her name? Petronella. I
Oh
do it.
no, I will give it to her.
Oh, okay. I thought she was in the room also.
No,
She had left. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
She was in the doorway and he came in.
Oh, of
but-
course, of
She was
course.
making goo-goo eyes at Samus.
All right. Is there anything else you guys wanted to do in the room?
Mutilate
Because
the
he's going to
body.
start looking at
I
things
think
more
it's a
closely.
self-mutilating body, honestly.
All right.
Rummage through his stuff.
Then this
See,
is probably your
He
best
doesn't have
opportunity
any
to make
like
an
books
escape.
or anything like that, or
He didn't actually.
yeah,
He had no notes, no books.
yeah.
And the room next is completely clean.
Correct. Yeah.
This
He
is
rented out the whole hotel. There's other rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
This
there's
is a-
other rooms.
this is a piss poor vampire cult. I tell ya.
We should check out the other rooms. Sam, if they like you, I bet you could get keys to the rooms. Or at least try the doorknobs.
Just say you need the supplies. Well, I'm not there. Never mind.
Oh, that's right. You're out the window.
I'm still
running.
legging it.
Yeah, you're still catching the bad guy.
Yeah.
You're like halfway to Argentina.
Yeah. Where's the rest of them?
That is a good point. We're like,
Yeah.
wait a
Wait.
second.
Well, should we come back later after the...
I don't think we should be any more suspicious than we already are.
Which is very...
Right. So I think with Samus's relationship with Petronella, like, she would probably allow him to get, I don't know if it would be gather more evidence or just...
We have supplies here for our expedition.
Yeah, but there could be hidden stuff in these other rooms.
Right.
Well, I
So
could
we'll have to
ask
get
her if we could recover some of his belongings before we leave. If that's what you want me to do.
Right. You know, if you gotta smooch her a little bit, go for it.
She's like, never mind.
Okay, I'll go downstairs to the lobby
Yeah. She's sitting there knitting away.
and I'll approach her and ask if
Oh, yes, Samus. What can I do for you?
can we recover some of the items from the other rooms.
What items?
Larkin's belongings that we were supposed to take on the trip when we left
Oh.
on Monday.
He never asked for keys to the other rooms. I don't believe he went into any of them.
Oh, so he didn't store his stuff there? Do you know,
He said he was a very private man, which was why he booked the whole hotel. He did not put anything into any of the other rooms, though.
do you know who he was renting the trucks from?
Oh, well, I think he went through my nephew.
Okay. And I'll just get the location of his compound or wherever he stores the vehicles.
That would be Juan. He is going to bring the vehicles by on Monday. But
Okay.
with Larkin being dead, I do not think he will be coming.
Okay. Well, is there any way we could help out with cleaning the room?
I believe my son Fortunato will take care of it. He is a very good boy.
Okay.
Thank you, though. It is very kind of you to offer.
What did she say?
She said that there's nothing in the other rooms since nobody ever entered those rooms, and that her nephew was going to supply the trucks. And she won't tell me where he's located, that he was going to stop by on Monday, but he's not coming now.
Why isn't he coming?
There's no reason to come if you're,
Well, I'm not walking up the Andes Mountains, bro.
well, I'm sure there's got to be a
Well,
third way of determining.
If he
You are fond
prepaid,
of llamas.
if he prepaid for our adventure, then then we should avail him of the truck service if it's already paid for.
If you have any way of considering how to find out where he is without going through her, since why cause more problems by getting in an argument after there's been a murder? That doesn't seem like a...
Ixnay on the Erdermay. Amos say. What did she say? She was gonna... I mean... We need vehicles to get up there.
How about, since you seem to have a good relationship with her, do you think that she would let us reach out to Juan via you to maybe...
Well, I can ask her that we want to rent the vehicle.
I mean, it was his last dying wish that we went on this expedition for him.
Yes. We were like his family.
Except
But
we
human.
killed him.
Yeah. I think we may have just slightly nudged him over the precipice to death, but he was clearly...
Oh, yeah.
We definitely self-defense.
If anything, we helped him. If anything, it was merciful.
Mustafa, do you have history?
I do.
All right.
Of course you do.
You
Swearing.
just happen to recall the organization of various routes around Peru and the best way to get to Puno. And you realize that taking trucks would not be the fastest way to get there. Take a truck drive. These are not good roads, and these are not, a modern four-wheel drive vehicle, right?
Oh.
This is 1920s trucks that were probably built
Well, why did
10 years ago.
Why did shithead want to take trucks then?
That is a very good question.
Maybe he was high on crank.
That could be the case. You're pretty sure that the much faster way to get there would be to
Taking a
take a
train.
steamer, first off, to take a boat from Lima to Molendo, Mollendo. You see that there on the map?
I do.
I handed Tom a map there that actually just focuses in on it. And there's a steamer route that goes daily. And then there's a train you can catch from Molendo that goes right up to Puno. And that whole trip, instead of taking 3 days by truck, be less than a day and a half.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why was we're not taking a truck.
There's a lot of questions here.
Yeah. Well,
Well, he
we'll
must
never
have been
know.
carrying something heavy that wouldn't fit on a boat or something.
Like, I don't know, 6
We haven't
corpses.
rendezvoused with them yet, right?
No.
Okay.
No, you guys are just talking about this. You're still at the hotel, as far as I know.
Okay.
In the hotel lobby.
Okay, so we
Just chatting it up about.
Yep. While the police are investigating the
We're going
murder
to-
They're
upstairs.
okay. They're well paid.
we're going to Puno. Is that?
Puno was supposed to be the stopping point
By
on the way.
Lake Titicaca.
Oh yeah, we're taking a boat and then on a train. I don't know why this. Perhaps there's a map on the wall.
There
or-
absolutely would be
You
a
know
map
how like,
on the hotel
or
wall,
like
yeah.
a flyer for the local. like
more likely a framed map of Peru.
Huh. Why don't we take the Lima to Molendo ferry / That's like 400 miles.
It's not a short route, but it's about a day by steamer.
Yeah, but I mean it's better than riding a rickety old 1921 truck. I can
It
only
is much
with
more
steel
enjoyable
wheels.
trip. Yeah.
Let's give our hemorrhoids a break and take the boat.
They had suspension back then.
Oh, I don't know, man. A Model T truck.
Essentially, yeah. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to take care of at the hotel, or can I safely move you guys to the point where everyone is back in the same place?
Yes.
All right.
I don't want to do anything else. Do
So
you want a little moment alone?
how many?
No.
Do I think anybody saw me grab like a suitcase filled with cash?
Probably only Cecil, maybe
Jackson.
maybe Jackson. Actually, both of them would have seen you hauling a suitcase with you from the hotel, so
All right.
they probably have questions about that.
I knew it was over your head while you were
With money
skydiving.
flying out of it.
And then it fell and it broke open, and then it was just a mess after that. I mean, it's only 2 floors, so it's so funny if that would happen.
Okay. I don't really have anything to say.
Okay.
Still sort of in shock. Like, what the hell did we just do?
We've actually killed more people than my D&D group has so far, which is
I haven't.
bad.
My character hasn't.
Yet.
We haven't killed people. We've killed demons. I'm sticking to that.
Yeah.
That's
So
fair.
why did you run if we killed demons?
Well, I'm also,
Okay.
I'm
Are
also
we
not
all back at
spooked.
the hotel
Yeah.
contemplating this? Are we seriously having this conversation?
Actually, the
right now?
conversation, when we all get back, I do have.
So
Okay.
everybody can be in the in
Okay.
a common hotel room.
No.
I'm sure we would have discussed, Jackson and I would probably, before they got back, what's in the case.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would have showed them $10,000 cash and a lot of heroin.
Can I have some of that heroin?
No. It's
Why?
mine. I found it.
I know, but I need it.
Yeah, me too.
Can I just?
So,
I really can't have any of this heroin for real. Like you're really not even.
No,
gonna give me
Declan does
a-
not say that. I think
I don't want it all. I
if
just
Declan-
need to,
if
like,
Declan
restock
said-
my bag.
Sure.
if Declan said that there's 10, you only find 9.
Well, I don't want
Nice.
all 9 anyway. You can tell me whatever. I just want like enough to restock my bag.
Yeah, that's
Sure. Like
seems reasonable.
serve. Perfect.
But yeah, you may have used some. Is that what you're saying?
Actually, Declan is going to keep some for
Okay.
now.
All right, very good. But then let's go ahead and say that all 6 of you have gathered in a room. This is very inappropriate for Margaret to be in a room with 5 gentlemen in
So
the
are my
20s. but we'll-
pants. It's okay.
5 murderers.
I assume this is after we've all
One
showered
murder.
up. And,
Yeah,
Yeah.
gathered back up.
I mean, they already hate me here for the way I dress, and I'm just a wreck according to them. I'm sure.
Fair enough. But you guys gather in a room because you probably want to have a private discussion.
Yeah.
So
I'll
that
go interrupt
was
you.
not what I
Definitely.
expected. Jackson's happy to start the conversation.
no?
Yes. There is nothing in the Karasiri myths that I have seen or anything about the cult that speaks of black light from the eyes and mouth. You did all see that, right?
Yes.
I'm going with they were possessed.
That's as believable an explanation as any.
2 questions. 1, what is the thing in the trombone case? 2, if Mendoza was actually this ancient conquistador, why have they waited until now to go back? It's hundreds of years have passed. It doesn't make much sense.
Perhaps they have gone back other times previously. We don't know that this is their first time visiting.
Why would he need to call for people to join him on his expedition? Is your
I can only assume he's recruiting additional members for his cult. After all,
knowing
the cult is reputedly Europeans.
Well, why they would need us would make sense if there's more of these golden bars where we're going, and the reaction to them touching them is them melting. It would make sense to have people that would not melt by touching them.
why wouldn't they just pay locals right there at the doorstep of this lost temple? Why do they need Europeans?
Because the Europeans, apparently your fat tastes better than
Her fat tastes better.
anyone else.
Or Europeans are more ignorant of the local customs and curses and folklore and legends.
It seems reasonable to think that most of the locals would not approach a cursed temple.
So some dumb Americans would just go and happily
What was in speak for yourself? What was in that suitcase?
Oh, I don't think. Did he say this?
Quite a lot of money.
money, a lot of it.
Or did he bring it out and was like,
Yeah.
suitcase
If we're all
display?
pretty much, I said
Okay.
this is what I found, and I would have opened it up.
Margaret gave the cop $50, and I gave the cop $50.
Cost
Hey, we're good.
$40. Not 50.
We're good, but if we need to know what our plan
Do I need to start getting receipts
no
for the
For what?
Or
to get
receipts.
repaid out of the
out
loot?
of the Larkin Fund or whatever
Yeah.
that doesn't
Yeah.
exist right now?
Well, there was quite a bit of money. I'd like to, my credit rating's only 3,
Yeah, but that's like,
That's pretty well off.
that's
pretty good.
okay.
Yeah.
but I
it's
mean,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, seeing $10,000 cash is like more than we've ever probably seen
Not
at once.
for me, it's fine.
Oh, okay, Margaret. Excuse me, Margaret.
Then you won't be needing it.
Yes.
I just wanted
Her share
I
is
just wanted
gone.
the heroin,
Yeah,
I
right.
just wanted the
I
heroin.
gave you your share.
Just need to restock my bag.
Samus, are
we-
you seriously reconsidering life choices presented with a sixth of $10,000?
Oh, so you splitting it up?
I wouldn't consider myself
well,
to
I
be a
mean,
greedy person.
honestly, Declan is not a greedy person either. He wouldn't consider splitting it all up though. He'd figure just leaving it all in one pile. But if anybody needed anything for whatever, I mean, we need to know what our plan is.
Well,
Because if we need to like get a boat to Lake Titicaca somehow, then we need to pay for that stuff.
Yeah.
So I figured we have a
First
pool.
class, I think.
Personally, I say we see this through.
What
We
is
go to
what
this
is
temple.
this though? What are we doing? Larkin isn't here.
There's something that's an abomination towards our Lord in this area, and it's been there for a long time. I, for one, am going to find out what it is.
So you want us to trek to the mountains in an unknown country? Sully, come on, man. We could just take this money and go back home.
And do what? What about the people here who are being fed off of?
People are being fed off and at home too.
I sound like you right now.
Well, I think that we came down here for a reason. Perhaps if we could atone for the wrongdoings
Well,
by
that's true. I mean-
returning this giant golden baseball bat to this temple.
Well, I mean, really, through the telegraph, it was Jackson that asked us to come, right?
Yes.
So what does Jackson want us to do?
I think we should go investigate the temple. I think there's a cult involved here, and I think we need to put a stop to it.
Okay.
I think Mendoza was a little more than just some crazy cultist. Jackson.
Oh, definitely.
Perhaps. But in any case, I think if we go to the temple, we can find out exactly what was going on. I did pay a visit to Puno. There is someone, I do have a contact there we can talk to. Though we do have the maps from Professor Sanchez. If you think we should just proceed directly to the temple, I'm not adverse to that either. I certainly don't want to put my contact at any more risk than is necessary.
Where's your contact at? Are they in the town of, is it Puno?
In Puno, I do have a
So
contact.
we would probably be, I mean, okay, as long as we didn't draw too much attention to ourselves, right? And put your friend in danger? Is it
In
a
fairness,
small village?
Puno isn't a tiny town, but it is no metropolis either. There are not very many outsiders who visit.
Will we take in?
Definitely stand out there.
We will certainly stand out there, and
Could he meet us perhaps along the way? Maybe in Melendo.
she does not travel well.
But we could visit, probably.
We can, yes.
She
Though,
might know
like I said,
of a guide that we could hire also to get us to the temple.
I'm certain she could recommend someone, yes.
Good.
Okay.
I say we leave here as quick as we
In
can.
the morning.
Honestly, I don't
Yeah.
want what happened.
I think we're good.
Yeah, I don't think the police care.
Well, we don't want to dwindle.
What?
We don't want to
Yeah, hang
dawdle.
around. Yeah.
Well, whenever the next boat is, I mean,
Yeah.
I do need to.
There's several steamers daily that travel between
We do need
Lima
to.
and Melendo.
We need to gather our stuff and make sure we have our supplies. And
Yeah.
Well, what supplies do you want to get?
Well, for trekking through the mountains.
Jungle and mountains. So.
I thought we got that.
Puno, we can acquire gear in Puno. It'll be native supplies,
Excuse me.
but that should be perfectly adequate. It's been serving them well for centuries in these mountains.
So let's buy some
I don't want
tickets.
to. I don't want to go in the next 5 minutes.
No.
But I think if we go tomorrow, we should be okay.
Yeah, I mean it's like night right
We'll
now.
rest.
We've sort of come down from our adrenaline high, and it's probably late.
Oh, my pulse rate never.
It never
Raised
has
at all.
changed.
Psychopath.
All right. Well, then, if there's nothing further, let's get some rest
Is that okay
and
with
see
you,
if we can be
Samus?
off at sunup.
Yeah, tomorrow's fine with me.
Margaret,
I'm good.
All right.
are you okay with us going and doing this?
I'm just interested to see what kind of scientific discoveries we'll find.
As am I. Alright. Then I will hand wave night passing. You make your way to the docks in the morning. You're able to easily book passage to Melendo.
Is
Yep.
on the way back to the there was like a couple easy things I wanted to buy, like a new hat.
Sure.
Okay.
No problem. I was just going to do the
A fez is not really great for jungling.
right.
You'd
So we have
fedora.
the Indiana Jones moment where the line traces along to here, and you hear the steamboat sound as it goes, and then you hear the rattle of train. Exactly, and you make your way up along the train line. Beautiful, and and you arrive in Puno as the cameras focus in on you exiting the train station with your luggage.
Yeah.
It actually is not nearly as hot here because you have ascended several thousand feet,
That's true.
and though it is still fall, the temperature here is actually in the 40s.
What?
Yeah.
Is that like Celsius?
No. No, it's quite a bit cooler. And shortly after you arrive,
How many days is that?
about 2. So you left the morning of the 20th. So you're going to arrive late afternoon of the 21st, which I believe is Sunday, right?
Monday.
Right, so we were 18th was the initial meeting on Thursday. Was it Friday?
Let's see here.
Friday's when the action happened in the room.
I'm actually making the calendar right now.
Yeah, no,
So
awesome.
we left on
It's 1921.
Saturday.
Awesome.
I'm in the right year, right?
You are in the right
Alright.
year, so we are. 18th was Friday night. Okay, yeah, that's right. So it was the 17th when you had the dinner, right?
18th. I have dinner at 7 on the
Ugh.
18th.
You mean the dinner that the host
Whatever, one day, 2 days.
So that was the Thursday. So Friday the 19th is when Elias met Professor Sanchez at the museum, and that is the same day that all of this other chaos occurred. So
Right.
I think
Oh,
that was
that's-
Friday.
So we are on Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
We're on Sunday, and
Sunday
if apparently the calendar doesn't match up the way it's supposed to.
Sunday the 21st.
We'll just say it's the 20th.
The 21st?
20th.
20, okay.
21st.
We're on Sunday. The important thing is it's Sunday.
It's
Yeah.
Sunday.
The important thing is it's
Yes.
Sunday on the 20th, and the Sharks are supposed to arrive on the 21st, so we're
Yeah.
already ahead of the game.
You are ahead of the game. Yes. And so we're going to need to find Neira while we're here. She is a Yatiri.
What is there?
A Yatiri is the tribal wise woman. She
I thought you were gonna
knows
say village idiot. That's what you were gonna say.
she knows the tribe's legends and can recount them, but she also knows their traditions, particularly related to matters of healing.
Claire.
What is she called again?
Her name is Naira. Nayra.
Yes, I spelled it right the first
Okay.
time.
She normally lives in a small house in the hills right above the city, but I think she might be hiding. The Karisiri probably know that she met with me, and they may not be happy about that fact.
How much of a presence does Karasiri have here?
I am not sure, but I have reason to believe that
I mean, if it's enough to take a respected person out of the village, that must be pretty powerful.
they are powerful enough to make a difference.
Wait, did we?
So then here in Puno, they're very, very aware of the Kyocera then. I mean, they talk about it pretty much like we would talk about weather.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they are very familiar with the myth,
Okay.
and they blame the Karisiri for many problems.
Okay.
Anytime
Like-
someone disappears, they assume the Karisiri
right.
took
And
them.
does it rain?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I do not believe that is always the case. After all, it is a small village in the mountains. There are many unfortunate things that can befall a person other than a vampire sucking their fat out of their bodies. But
How many times have you been here, Jackson?
just once, I spent a few days. That's how I was able to track down Naira.
What else did you learn?
Most of what I learned was from her.
So you Were you looking for Larkin, or were you looking for information about the Karasu?
I was looking for information about the cult.
So, how did you hear about Larkin's expedition?
When I stopped back in Lima to compile some notes, I discovered it.
So we have to basically now go into the wilderness around here to find your friend.
Well, I thought perhaps we could ask around town.
Oh. Okay. I misinterpreted what you were saying. like she's gone, we gotta go find her.
Yay, adventure number 3.
You speak Spanish, right?
Yes. It would be rather difficult to ask around town much if I
I
did
like
not.
that he says it sort of like disrespectfully. You're like, what's wrong with you? Yeah.
You speak Egyptian, correct?
Well, his name is Jackson.
You ignorant.
I'm not going to assume that someone named Jackson speaks Spanish.
Well, at least he didn't say someone that was black. With the stuff that comes out of your mouth, I mean, you know.
Well, I mean,
Burn the
I'm only slightly less darker than he is. I'm very. What I'm trying to get at is
You know what,
digging,
that was
keep
all
digging.
me. Let's
We
just
don't
skip
know.
over all that.
we don't
You
know.
know what? I don't even
Jackson.
see in those colors. I don't
Yeah,
even
we
see in
don't
those
know.
colors.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure that Jackson is. You know what I mean? You read his book, right?
I did.
I didn't.
I didn't read his book.
I'm not talking about him right now in front of his face. Though,
No,
right?
no.
This is without character
I'm right
discussion.
here. He says, I'm right here.
There are when we're on this cruise, not cruise ship, but ferry. I'm sure it's not
Steamer. Yeah.
Steamer.
It's a passenger
It's like
steamer.
the
Yeah.
it's like the African Queen, probably. It's probably or is a little bit better than the African Queen.
think
Paddle wheel.
Mississippi paddle boat era.
Okay, that's cool. So we'll have time to like. I'll see one of these guys. I'll be like, I'm not really sure about Jackson. What do we know about this guy?
He had the trust of a close friend of all of ours.
And he was
Well,
there
I
in
trust the
Lyra- he was
judgment
there in
of
I
Lyra
never-
State,
Meriwether.
too.
I never heard Professor Merriweather mention him.
In all honesty, I've
never-
never
Have
heard
I?
him mention you either.
Actually, both of you might have heard
Okay.
Professor Merriweather mention him if you were having any kind of discussion anthropology, particularly esoteric anthropology.
Oh, that's not in my wheelhouse.
Yeah, because
Is it possible that I read some of his books?
What's your anthropology role? Or skill?
2?
You've probably come across his writings. You might think of it as being too out there, not.
This
No.
guy? Are you
No,
kidding
then,
me?
then yeah, you probably have read some of it.
No, it's like
It's like canon for him.
kindergarten stuff. Does any of it involve ancient aliens?
Oh my god.
No
I'm
ancient
not saying it's
aliens.
aliens.
He generally looks for a more plausible explanation, discussing the foibles of humanity and the greed as being the primary bases for these cults.
Boring. All right. It's like the James Patterson of esotericism or esoterics. Okay.
So I put it to you then, my friends. Do we want to endanger my contact further?
Jesus, when you put it like that.
Or should we-
no.
Well, we're not Karaseri, so how are we going to endanger her?
Well, you may not have noticed this.
We're not exactly inconspicuous.
We stand out.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about this area. We don't know about Larkin's research, if there was any, and if he was
We have
Karaseri.
Sanchez and Rizzo's notes. We may be able to find our way to the pyramid using those.
Should we hire a local guide and not mention your friend, Sari, or Negra?
Here's the crux of it. We either endanger what I'm considering a kindly old lady in order to find an exact location or close to an exact location, or we don't endanger the kindly old lady and kind of bumble through the mountains until we hopefully come across it. That seems to be our options at the moment.
I think it would be best if we found somebody who knew what it is we were getting into. Just traipsing into some lost temple does not sound like a sound plan.
No, it sounds like That's
The
the
truck
least
driver-
sketchy part of this.
The truck drivers might have known where we were going.
That's in a different town.
The trucks were only going all the way to Puno.
Okay.
Larkin had mentioned that you would be getting alpaca and traveling on foot from here.
Maybe we should make it known around town that we're going, and then we slip out of town. Then we can double back and find your friend.
Who here's gonna care about whether we left or not?
Well, I mean, they want to know what we're doing here. There's no television, so they got to talk about something, or radio, and they're obsessed with this, with this Karaseri cult. So maybe they think that I don't know. I don't think we're gonna get followed. I mean, I don't want to endanger your friend, but she's the local wise woman. Why would they tussle with her?
They might not tussle with her, but they might protect her.
Because she might know about the area.
Yeah, I don't see the downside for anybody if we find this old lady and give her $100 and
Okay.
she can tell us where to.
I mean, how does Jackson feel about that? I mean, he already doesn't want to endanger her.
How
If
are
you
we
think it is necessary,
How are we endangering her?
you are far more experienced at exploring our ancient sites than I.
Oh yeah, that's
Right, but
not
we
me.
but we have to get there.
All right. If you do not think that Sanchez's notes are adequate, then
Well,
we
let's look at Sanchez's notes.
well, you have those already.
Yeah.
And it does go into some detail about heading up into the mountains. It doesn't give you an exact map coordinates,
No.
but
It was written a long time ago.
it was. That there is more than just what's written there. It gives you some directions that you think you could probably follow. I'm not going to say it would be easy to follow them, but you think you probably could.
Yeah, I mean the
I said we don't endanger the old lady. We get ourselves some alpacas, get ourselves supplied up, and we go.
I would like to know. Jackson's concern is that us showing up there is going to somehow freak out the non-locals if she's seen with us. Is that the kind of deal, or? I'm just
She's
trying to get a
already
feel
gone
for-
into hiding.
Okay.
So he mentioned that she had gone into hiding.
Right.
If we go and find her,
Yeah.
people are going to know that we met with someone. People are not going. We are going to have a very hard time blending in.
Well,
She
that's,
can blend
yeah.
in without issue.
Right.
If we go and find her, people will be able to easily follow us to her.
Okay. I get where. Okay.
well, we should get our supplies.
Easy
Tents,
enough.
Alpaca. I want to get a rifle
Sure.
I mean,
Shotgun as well.
and a shotgun.
Okay. It doesn't come cheaply.
Alright, we got
You had the 10,000. By the time you
money is no longer an issue.
by the time you bought passage and train tickets here and stock up all your supplies, you probably spent $600.
Okay.
Oh dear God.
Yeah.
My God, let's just go back to that time and spend some money. Buy so many hats.
Well, there are some craftsmen here. If you wanted to get something that was definitely authentic
My
from
character
us.
I
loves
definitely want to get 3 things.
A rat for
I love.
cat.
Oh my God, I forgot about the cat. Did you bring your cat along with the
Of
boat?
course.
Of course.
Okay,
The
that
cat's
did not
probably
go
pretty-
without saying though. You didn't say
I'm sorry.
anything.
The cat's probably pretty cold here too, though you did acquire a
Please
sweater
don't get a
for
cat sweater. Okay.
It is
That
it
was
is
the
one of
next
those. It's a
awful thing.
cat, more of a cat serape
Yeah,
than
it's
a.
too bad you're not friends with Petronella. She was already knitting.
it.
No, he's got some really cool Andean booties
All right.
and a serape, and I'm gonna have a basket weaver make like a basket that I can wear as a backpack that he can like run.
I'm sure you
Sure
can
they
find a
just
basket that's already
exist,
made
yeah.
like that. That will be a good fit for him.
He's very happy.
All right. You basically want basic expedition supplies, right? So tents,
it's
sleeping,
probably, like, not my
blankets. What's that?
I said my hats are not basic expedition things.
Yeah. Well,
They're kind of just my
I'm
character
assuming
thing.
you want basic expedition supplies.
Sure.
Plus, let's say your eccentricities.
I love hats.
Is there anything other than
Hats.
hats and
Protection
cat
equipment.
care equipment that
Like
goes
the unusual
beyond the realm of typical expedition supplies? that
I am
need to
interested
about?
to know what the hobo thinks about us.
So we're gonna need mountaineering equipment too, right?
Yeah.
Rope.
Rope,
I'll get
some
all that.
hammer
I mean-
pythons.
I have an outdoorsman of one. I mean, I went through basic training, so
Sure.
and I know a bit about this stuff. I definitely would get probably more than one rifle, probably a couple of rifles, a couple of shotguns, not just for defense, but obviously,
Do we
if we need to hunt or something, I'd
is
rather.
a shotgun a good idea?
You
in
know
the,
what? If the
mountains?
priest wants a
Would
shotgun,
it not be a good idea?
let him get the
I
shotgun.
think he's murdered enough people as it is.
That is not, I don't even see in those colors.
Father, are you taking the lead on acquiring gear for the
Yeah.
expedition?
Yeah, I think
What-
Declan and I can.
What's your preparedness?
My preparedness is 2.
All right. Why don't you give me a preparedness roll just to see how well you equip everything? Do you want to spend any points before you roll?
I already rolled.
Holy crap.
You do want to spend on
Yeah.
You want to spend
Can I
two.
re-roll it?
I hadn't finished my sentence,
Yeah.
so I will
Yeah,
let you.
I'll toss 1
You
point.
can
into
put-
it.
All right.
I'll toss 1 point.
Hat in quotation.
I didn't even realize.
What's the
that-
odds? 2.
Preparedness
total?
hats.
All right.
I don't. But I didn't
You're
even
pretty sure
realize
you've
that
got
I had
everything that you could
3 in
possibly
there.
need for an expedition into the Andes. Declan, are you double checking him?
Yes.
Do you want to give me a preparedness roll as well?
Yes.
Okay, it's
Do you want to
cold.
spend any points?
Yes.
How many are you spending?
My one and only
All
point.
of them.
All right.
Awesome.
All right. So yeah, you guys,
Pretty
you
good.
are the best prepared expedition to go into the mountains ever. You have
I got a bag of cheese. We're good to go.
you got a bag of cheese and 6 bottles of vodka. It's set.
I think that one of the things we, establish when we're getting here is
Yeah.
the fact that maybe on the train up here, that these folks are very superstitious, and B, probably if we tip real well, they might like us a little bit better.
Yeah, they
And-
won't lead us
or try to-
astray.
And it's $1.
Preparedness as a skill
Yeah.
is. See, I took it. I have 3 points in it, but I feel like that would not be a good pick for my character.
But you have it right now, so if you'd like to make a roll on it, double check what they've done, you
Okay,
can.
'cause I would
and then
like
you
to
can take those
scrap
points
that
out
later
in the
because
future.
it feels
yes.
very wrong for my
That
character.
is totally okay.
Okay.
You
and
think
just-
it's a good idea to have an alpaca just for your hat?
So I guess
sled.
I'll spend a point on it
All right.
too. Okay, 2.
All right. Yeah, they're doing a fantastic job. Bang up
I'm
job
so
and getting
proud
everything
of these
together.
people who are in the military.
All right. So yeah, you guys think you are really well prepared to head out into the mountains.
And that's all that matters.
You even have a map. It looks kind of like that one, but it's a map.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. All right. And you know what?
Out of curiosity,
Yeah.
how many alpacas did we actually get?
I'm gonna say there's 5 of you or 6 of you, so you got 6 alpacas plus 1 for the hats.
Have riding.
You don't want to ride.
You don't want to.
You
An
don't
alpaca's
wanna
not really big
Oh,
enough to
they're not
ride.
really for
You lead
riding?
an alpaca. Yeah.
Okay. Just for leading and
Yeah.
and
They're
There's-
basically
carrying.
a
They're
mule
pack-
that does
pack
well in the
mules?
mountains.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a reason why Aztecs and Mayans did not ride alpacas into battle.
I don't know anything about that.
That's and let me, not for any reason,
Sure, just
Right.
no reason.
just randomly, if anybody wants to give a sense trouble roll while you're gathering supplies, and tell me if you want to spend any points on it before you roll.
I'll spend.
I'll spend a
How
point.
many?
Oh. See, if I rolled a 1 twice, I'm going to spend a point.
All
Just
right.
gonna spend a point also.
So I got a 6.
Okay.
I'm not. I got a 6.
I got a 3.
6.
6.
We make
so,
that
What
roll.
the heck?
All right.
Yeah.
So
3.
Margaret was
I love
very
alpacas and hats.
focused on the hats while you guys were in the
really
in the
likes
market
hats.
area, and you were looking at all kinds of different traditional native hats down here. The rest of you were doing a little more haggling, And as you went from booth to booth, acquiring different things like the cheese and the booze, right, and the cat basket, you noticed.
It's the worst adventure ever.
Like it's
You noticed that there were a couple of people who seemed to be watching you more than everyone else.
No, I didn't.
There was a middle-aged woman and
Can't
a
get
teenage
tips on
boy who were kind of ducking around corners frequently and peeking out at you. And you saw them from a number of different places. And they weren't always together. But over the course of, I'm going to say, probably 4 or 5 hours, basically the rest of the day you arrived where you did all your shopping, one of them was always watching you.
So that could mean either we're going to get mugged or someone's watching us.
And they actually seem to be paying the most attention to Elias
Who?
Jackson.
Jackson.
Oh, that's right.
I'll make sure they can see.
Does he notice it? Because if he doesn't,
someone points
I will,
it out
I will
to him.
discreetly point it out to him that I think you have a fan club.
I do not know them.
Didn't somebody speak Arabic?
Probably.
I do, but I thought last session I said something in Arabic.
Oh, Jackson did know Arabic.
Yeah,
Actually, no, it wasn't Jackson. It was Larkin.
Oh, Larkin, that's right.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
womp womp.
Okay, so that won't be our secret language. Yeah, we'll try and tell him. Okay.
In fairness, English has been a pretty effective second language around here.
What about
Can always go-
Aramaic? Do you think he understands
We'll
Attic
just-
to
we'll
Greek?
stick to English. We can all speak it.
Okay. Hey, there's somebody following us. They're looking at you too.
Where?
Is that middle-aged lady and that teenager skulking around looking at us?
Where?
And with the red hat back there.
Oh, okay.
Don't look.
That one?
Don't look. Don't point.
I have not seen them before.
They seem to have an interest in us. So I'm going to turn around and start walking towards them. See what they do.
All right. Is anyone accompanying Father?
Well, I mean,
Okay.
they would probably not. Or do you always wear your
Yes.
thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they.
stuff, that
Are you drawing a weapon or anything, or are you just
No,
walking
no.
determinedly?
No, I'll just turn around, see them, start walking towards them to see how they react.
They run.
They run. Well, it's fair to assume that they didn't want to meet us, so they're just watching us. Which could mean two things. Either they want to mug us, or they didn't seem too threatening, so they might be talking to somebody else who paid them to do it.
Well, I make sure that that they clearly see the rifle, I strap to my back.
Sure.
I think
I'm not trying to hide it or nothing.
I think we should probably be a little cautious tonight, as in somebody's up. We take watch.
Are we staying in a hotel or?
Yeah,
I don't know.
For tonight we will.
All right. So there's a hotel is
Hostel.
a grandiose, for this town. You're basically more looking at a
Hut.
yeah, basically a shared accommodation. There's a
Even better.
yeah. You are taking watches.
Yeah.
So how many watches you want to do, and how you want to split it?
Well, we probably wouldn't ask the lady to do it. She can get her sleep.
Sure.
It's 1921. How people thought.
Oh, I'm not offended. I would be more offended if I was asked to do that.
She's already asleep and
I
she's
am.
got a
My
mask
character
on
is
and-
slowly turning into some kind of a snob that I didn't mean for her to turn into, but that's what happens when you don't travel a lot.
Well, the hardest watches are normally in the middle of the night, and I figure you and I can take those because we're used to it.
Yeah.
So first watch, I would probably say.
I'm used to the 4 hours.
Either Sam
sleep.
is, yeah.
Yeah. was during the war. I was mobilized also, so
Oh,
but I
alright.
was not
I just saw you as some bookish
trenches
dudes.
or anything like that. So
Okay.
Alright, well, then it'd go 1, 2, 3.
That'll be
Four.
all.
yeah, I'll
we
take the first watch.
need. Sure.
Okay, so you're gonna do 4 watches, just one person up each.
It's only one room, so
All right.
I borrow one of your guns. Not the shotgun.
no.
I don't like shotguns.
Game just
I'm
changes.
not a big fan of shotguns.
Who was 3? You said 1, 2, 3, 4.
It'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. So
Okay.
it'd be me.
All right, go ahead and give me a sense trouble roll and tell me if you want to spend any points.
Oh
on
yeah,
that.
I'm gonna spend a point on this.
All right.
one. 2.
The night passes uneventfully.
Where the hell is
And you prepare to head off in the morning.
Yes.
All right. Basically, there's only really one route out of town that isn't by boat, so you're pretty sure you just want to follow the path that leads up toward the mountains. Kind of circles around the edge of the lake for a little bit, because Puño is right on the shore of Lake Titicaca, and then you're heading up right into the mountains. First day, largely
it is
uneventful.
It's
It's now Monday.
Monday the 21st.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
And heading up into the highlands. And first, it's pretty sure it's going to take a few days to get to where you're pretty sure the pyramids should be. You're heading kind of south-southeast from Puño. And it's hilly country. It's not forested really at all. It's basically just hills, a lot of grasslands, some scrub. So, but it's scenic. I mean, it's a pretty area. But you're getting up into the mountains fairly high. You guys did grab some warmer clothing, but after really the first full day, you're kind of starting to think maybe you should have grabbed some colder weather gear. At this point, do you want to go back, get some heavier clothing, or do you just want to press on?
Lose a day of travel.
Really 2, because it'd be a day going back and another day. Yeah.
Are we in a hurry?
Are we being followed? I mean, we noticing anything in this day of travel? Out of the ordinary, other than, a bunch of people being lost in the wilderness.
You have not noticed. It's very hilly, though. It'd be pretty easy for somebody to follow you.
Without being noticed.
Without being
Yeah,
noticed, yeah.
basically.
Looks like we're taking our blankets and using them as ponchos.
Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Right.
Margaret?
God,
My hair.
what is my character turning into? It's fine. Let's just keep going.
All right. So that night, camping out in the cold on the face of the mountains, everybody takes a health point of damage.
Step away.
Did you guys set a fire?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. you remember when he said he's only gonna do this for us for a little while until we get a little more acclimated with the game. Just wanted to point that out.
All right. Are you setting watches again while you're
Well,
camped out
we
here?
are in the mountains, so
Yeah.
it'd be wise for wildlife, if anything.
Okay. Are we setting the same watches?
Sure.
Sure.
All right. And is Jackson taking a watch?
That's up to him.
He's perfectly willing to.
All right. So instead of every 4 hours will be, or every 2 hours will be every hour and a half. That way everybody gets a little more sleep.
Okay. And you're just putting one person on watch?
Yeah.
All right. And what was the watch order again?
It would go You took first.
I was
right?
number 2.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Jackson's 5.
All right.
So we sleep for 10 hours instead of 8.
I think you're sleeping for 7.5.
7.5.
No particular reason. Mustafa, can you give me a sense trouble roll?
Yeah.
And tell me if you want to spend any points on that.
Well, maybe I'll spend a point.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah. Go a little.
All right.
3.
Okay. So that night, you hear something scrabbling nearby during your watch, just after everything is quieted down, and you guys have kind of turned the fire down a little bit, so it's mostly coals. You hear something scrabbling around near where you've tied up all the alpacas.
Okay. I'm going to cock the rifle or chamber around.
Sure.
I will stand up
Mhm.
and I will walk over that way, but I will be within kicking distance of my party members.
All right.
But we're not gonna like put the alpacas like a mile away. They'll be close.
Sure.
As long as they're not pooping peanuts, yeah.
Yeah. No,
You're not going to put them right in the camp. They'll be like, here's a tree, here's where we're at.
Well, we can always. Alpacas are covered with wool. We can like snuggle up with them. They're like, you know.
the warmest thing in the camp. Is that what
Yeah.
you're getting at?
We just need a lightsaber so we can slash one open.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
All right, so you start to head over toward the alpacas, and you hear one of them let loose a bleat that's kind of loud. It seems like it's alarmed about something. And you see something kind of moving around right by it.
Are all my party members accounted for?
Are you
We're all
going to
here?
go back and check the party, or are you going to
Well,
go
I mean,
and check the...
before I left, I would have known whether or not.
Yeah, everybody was bedded down around the fire.
I will.
Start fighting.
No, be like,
It'll wake them up.
Declan, Samus, Father, wake up.
All right, so you shout for people to wake up.
Yeah. I
And-
don't want Margaret to wake up because we want her to sleep through everything.
As you do that, you see a humanoid form come rushing towards you.
Hey, there's a humanoid form rushing towards me.
And it looks to be, looks like a human, right? He's rushing at you, and as he gets closer, you see his face, his mouth open up and unwind into a sucker face.
Well, I'm gonna shoot that fucker.
Well, he's gonna be trying to get to you too, so this is gonna be a scuffling roll versus your firearms roll.
Oh, good. I got 2 points in firearms.
All right,
Thank
you gonna
God.
spend some?
Thank God, and baby Jesus.
You gonna spend some of those?
Yeah, I'm gonna spend 2 on my firearms.
All right.
So 6.
6. That beats my 3. So yeah, you succeeded. So go ahead and give me a damage roll. It's
Ba-boom!
6 plus 2.
There you go. Let's see where you hit him.
Oh, okay. D6 plus 2?
Yeah, actually,
4?
make it a
6.
plus 4 because you're going to be at point blank range by the time you get this shot off.
Okay, so that's 8.
8.
And right in the bread box.
All right.
Yes!
So you unload with the.
Peener.
Was it a rifle or a
Yeah.
shotgun?
Rifle.
Rifle right into the chest, and his chest explodes. You can see the big spray come out the back, and the alpacas start to panic because they're smelling blood, but they're tied, so they can't really go anywhere. But they're making a lot of noises and scrambling around, and that's going to wake everybody up beyond just the sound of the gunshot in the mountains here, which
How about
echoes
an
off of the
avalanche?
peaks nearby.
Avalanche would add extra.
That would add a lot of dramatic effect.
That's
We're
why I
not
don't
going to
want
go
a
there right now. What's everybody doing?
Oh, startling myself awake, obviously.
Never mind, go back to sleep.
Now, if you'll remember, there was an interesting thing that happened with these guys after you shot De Mendoza.
I didn't shoot De Mendoza.
They start healing. So we're probably
But
startled awake.
he's down, right?
He's down.
Yeah, he's not, like, still coming at me.
He is not.
His
coming
chest
at you.
exploded.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'll run over. See the form?
See the form. See the face.
I know where I'm going.
Out the window.
No, the trusty trombone case.
Oh. The trusty or rusty?
We had that discussion last time.
Oh, okay.
All right. So we're giving him the trombone treatment.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
Out the
that goes
face.
without saying.
All right. Anybody else doing anything else, or are we
Does
just
he look...
going with that?
What does he look like?
He looks.
I'm assuming it's a he, right?
It is a he. He looks to be
European.
in his probably late 20s, early 30s. Probably Hispanic features. Kind of dark, shaggy hair, and he looks like he hasn't taken a bath in an awfully long time. He's got a long, full, scraggly beard. And he's pretty dirty, kind of smelly. Honestly, the alpacas smell a little better than he does.
feral.
Yeah.
Well,
Jackson's-
I'd hoped
Drop the
that...
bar on him and do an extra.
I'd hoped that the reports of this cult were really overblown, and it was just De Mendoza and Larkin, but
That's what we were hoping.
apparently not.
God works in mysterious ways.
I don't think God is responsible for this, Father.
If we're ending it, he will be.
We're not having this conversation, right?
Not in the middle of the night.
Yeah. So we all wake
Not
up
that I
to
can
a
go back to sleep.
gunshot blast.
Yeah.
The-
Well, I yell, and then...
we get up
Yeah.
and
Lamprey face.
Lamprey face is on the ground,
Mhm.
shot.
It's
in
sad
the
that that's almost
nads.
old hat at the moment.
So
Oh, another one. All right. I dropped the bar on it, and I'm giving it
Okay.
I'm exercising.
And I'll go
Okay.
check on the pack animals.
One of them has a cut on its shoulder that looks, it's about this big around it. You can see it's still bleeding from it.
I have a little bit of first aid. I don't know if you need better vet.
No, you can just use first aid. Do you want to spend a point?
They're worth more than our party members.
yeah, they are very valuable right now.
No, I only have 1 point.
Alright, so just go ahead and make the roll.
4.
Alright, yeah, you get them patched up pretty well. It's a good thing you guys remembered to bring some bandages. Fortunately, that was most of the bandages, but
Too bad we only brought 2 days worth of food.
yeah.
We have cheese. It lasts. We can ration. And it's unhealthy to eat 3 times a day.
Keeps you regular. Yeah, so you get the alpaca patched up, and then you're heading on. The rest of the night passes uneventfully.
Thankfully.
Yes,
Should we double
Does the body
watch,
completely
maybe?
dissolve with this thing?
it does.
Alright, so this is
Yeah,
like Wrath of God gold bar right here.
pretty much, yeah. Nothing gets hot, but which would have been really convenient right now if it did.
It did,
but,
yeah. Although I don't want to encounter another one just for it to get warm.
Is there... When we pick up the gold bar, do we feel anything? Or is there, like, an energy to it? Or is
No. There absolutely is not.
it's just like picking up a piece of...
Really
25
heavy
pound
piece of
Unless
yeah.
it's unless it's got the placebo effect now. I feel more comfortable with it around.
Yeah, I do too.
All right.
Yeah, we should double our watch. That's a good idea.
Well, there's 5 of us, so what, 3 hours? 3 hours? How will? 3.5.
No, not
3.5.
double the length of the watch, but have 2 people awake.
Oh.
That way they're, Yeah, this is...
That math doesn't work. We'd have to have a longer one. It doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I like the idea of 2 people.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean... I rolled well, thankfully.
And at least we have coffee. Because if there's one thing
That's true.
we'll have, it will be coffee.
That's true. We're
okay on the coffee.
Every time we start a fire, we start roasting some beans.
All right.
So do those clothes and all that also sort of like go up in flames?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
I didn't expect
Actually,
anything.
he wasn't dressed in much. He was pretty much just wearing rags.
Like a okay.
And I didn't specify.
Like a loincloth.
Like a loincloth?
Yeah.
I was going to see if he had any markings on him, like
Any money?
no, like
Yeah.
conquistador markings. But I was more. I just woke up. You killed demon, and I wanted to.
That's why I asked if he was European or not, to see if he was possibly a...
He did look vaguely European, yeah. But it was kind of hard to tell underneath all the filth.
So maybe we're getting close.
We're definitely on the right path, or somebody's
wrong
leading them to our path. Either way.
Okay.
They can smell your fat.
It's good Irish fat.
Like corned beef and
Mostly
Guinness.
potatoes. But
Yeah, potatoes. It's real starchy.
hey, I drink my meals. All right. Guinness is like a meal in
Alright.
itself.
So you guys, the rest of the night passes uneventfully. So that was one of the early watches, right? And you're able to set out the next morning. Again, the roads go like this, right? First part of the day is fairly uneventful. And then right around noon, as you're cresting a peak, you hear, or as you're approaching a peak of a hill, you hear a gunshot from just over the other side.
As in a ping, like it's coming our way, or is it like just
Like the snap of a rifle shot.
So it's the bullet isn't coming our way, is what I'm saying.
There is nothing to indicate that the bullet's coming your way.
You
Gotcha.
hear lots of echoes.
Yeah.
And a bunch of birds flying because they're startled. Maybe not up this high.
Yeah. Not a bunch.
Well,
Can
not
we
up
tell-
here alone.
Can we tell the direction?
You're pretty sure it came from just over the peak.
Double time it. See what's over that peak.
All right, who's leading the way?
I'll lead today.
Jackson's leading the way.
Yeah, Jackson.
Jackson's not in a rush to run towards gunfire. That's not his MO.
Could be either two things. Alright. One, they're defending themselves. Two, they're really bad shots because they're not shooting at us. So,
Well, I'll load the rifle
Mm-hmm.
and like have it in a prepared sort of stance.
Okay. Jackson's kind of saying, we could just wait here for a little bit and then go on. Or one of you can go, that's fine too.
Gunshots in the distance.
Oh, I shot a...
Oh, we were attacked by some demon thing too.
Oh, I'm so
But you
sorry.
slept
I
through it.
slept right
You
through
slept
it.
through
Yeah, I shot him right in the breadbasket.
Yes.
emasculated the poor guy.
Yeah, and then we melted it. We're good.
Okay.
And you wake up to like a steaming pile of mess. And we just, don't worry about that.
I want to know who else is up here. So I'm going to go. I'm not going to charge the mound, but
I'm walking forward too.
Okay.
I think
So-
we're all walking forward. I mean,
Three.
we can't go
Samus?
back.
I mean, if anybody wants to like hold back while we
I
take a
will
look.
stay with the pack animals.
Jackson thinks you have a great idea. He's going to accompany you. Let's keep the animals safe.
Yeah.
Margaret, are you heading over the hill with towards the gunshots, or are you going to hang back with the pack animals?
I'll hang back with the pack animals.
All right. So the three of you go rushing over the hill, and
Three of who?
1, 2, 3.
Oh,
You didn't declare, so you're running.
I thought you said you were.
we're not rushing the hill.
Well,
Well, we could probably like go to the crest of the
Yeah.
hill and look
Yeah.
carefully
Yeah,
over.
like I said, we're
I
not
think
charging the mound.
we're,
I would leave my cat with the before I
as
drive.
long as that's safe.
Forgetting about the cat.
No, I think you should just like carry it with you. Like, everywhere you go, you got like
I
the
thought he
carrier.
was in a backpack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Like a Sherpa pack.
Yeah. So you guys get to
Margaret,
the crest of the hill,
please keep an eye on Bass.
and looking down over the
Are
hill,
you leaving the cat with
you
the...
see
Okay.
you see
Sorry.
two people.
He used to like
People.
People.
Okay.
Looks like two men, one of whom standing there with a rifle, looking around, and you can see even from here, he's kind of freaked out, kind of panicked, and the other one's laying on the ground right by him. You're still probably 200, 300 yards away, so you can't really make out a whole lot of facial features. But from looking at them, they, based on their dress, I think they're natives.
I'm gonna regret this. You too? You any good with a rifle?
at short range. Yeah.
You know I am.
Put a line on him. I'm going to go down.
You guys really rolled well on preparedness. Do we have binoculars?
That's fair. Probably have a pair of binoculars.
Sure.
And I'm not going to go down.
All right.
Thank you. Preparedness.
We'll pull out the binocs and see what we're dealing with.
You zoom in. Man looks to be in his probably early 50s. The one that's standing with the rifle, and from the expression on his face, he is utterly panicked. He's looking around with the rifle, and he's waiting to shoot something. Your military experience says this is somebody who's frightened and wants to shoot something.
And the body?
The body is not dead. You can see the chest is rising, but there is a big old wound, about yay big, circular sized, right there on the breastbone. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
And he's obviously in agony. His features look kind of gaunt, but through that, you see a family resemblance between the man who's standing and the one who's laying down.
What do you see?
Looks like a father, son, or relatives of some kind.
We got a Cain and Abel situation going on here, Padre.
Or brothers. But he's definitely afraid. Terrified, I'd say.
And the other one looks wounded.
Severely so.
You mean the one with the hole in his chest?
Yeah. Remember, I'm not looking through the binoculars. He is.
Oh,
I've seen plenty of triage. He would be overlooked, if you get what I'm saying. He's somebody I'd give laugh flirts to if I were so inclined. But I'm not going to be shot.
Do you think Margaret can help him?
I don't
No,
know.
but you're
By the
not
time we
far.
get down this hill, he'll probably have bled to
Bled
death.
Can
And
you
that's-
give medicine for first aid?
I have first aid.
You've got it. You don't need to roll. You're pretty sure that he's not going to bleed out.
Oh,
You think he's badly wounded, but you don't think he's going to bleed out that fast.
all right. Well, you said it's pretty cold.
It's a big wound,
But
but
it's
it's not deep. It's kind of shallow.
But I don't want to send Margaret down there with a guy who has a rifle aimed in all directions.
well,
If we can somehow get his attention without him.
first of all, none of the three of us speak Spanish.
He
so-
does.
I do.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
We
Okay.
picked that up last session.
Mm-hmm. I
Okay.
took a crash course.
He probably got it from Samus.
The Rosetta Stone.
Yeah.
Probably do some clergy that.
Well, you speak Latin, right?
I do.
So it's
One romance language. They're all good.
yeah.
Could speak French. if I
Fairly
want.
indifferent.
Okay. So yeah. Maybe we could.
I'm gonna try something here.
Well, hold on a sec. If you're gonna go talk to him, you should cover him.
Well, I'm gonna step away from you guys. So if he shoots at me, I'm less of a target than three of us standing here. Or
Well,
laying
make sure he sees your.
I don't know if you can see it from this side, but I'm going to try to talk to him first. If somebody could tell Margaret
Oh, yeah.
that she has a patient.
Oh, actually, no. I
Possible
don't
patient.
necessarily want to give away our position just yet. Like,
So I'll
I-
walk over to the side, and I'll yell out, "Hola!"
Yeah. I'll be
Alright.
your spotter. If you
Give me a
wanna.
reassurance roll.
Alright, I'm gonna head down though. I'm
Definitely gonna spend some points on this
one.
There
Alright.
might be
because
somebody
I don't want to be
down there.
shot. So
Well, you're
I'm
a
gonna
better
spend.
rifle shot, so maybe we
I'll
should.
spend 8 single points on
if
this
you-
one.
All right.
I can
So
tell you that.
3 is
Mustafa,
what
you
you
should
get.
get. You should
Okay.
get Margaret.
So you kind of crest the hill, look down, and shout "Ola," and you're kind of waving around, and he's got the gun fixed on you now, but he hasn't pulled the trigger on it.
I'm just gonna speak in English. He needs help. I can help him.
Okay. He lowers the gun to cross guard,
Yes.
and he's still looking around with it, but he's no longer pointing it at you.
So I'll walk down with my hands
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Once I get closer to him.
When you get closer, he recognizes your
Yes.
garb and the Roman collar. And he says, "Father, how can you help? The Karasiri have attacked my son. I was able to scare it off."
Does the wound look more like the
It-
lamprey wound?
It looks very much like the Karasiri bite that you've seen before.
Which way did they go?
He went that way, and he points, and it's right along the path that you were following.
I'm like, I have a doctor with us. She will help your son. You keep watching that way, and my companions who are with me. That way!
First thing Margaret does to the wounded guy, give him a hat. It's got blue feathers.
I'll try to comfort. The kid. I'm guessing. You
Yeah.
said he was in his 20s, so
Yeah.
his son. I'm guessing.
He might even be early 20s or possibly late teens.
Alright.
He's in a bad way,
Right.
but you think he can make it if he gets some treatment.
Well, I've dealt with this before, unfortunately, so I'm gonna reassure him so his heart rate isn't going crazy. And all that
Give me
stuff.
first aid. You want to spend a point?
How many points do I have in first aid? I have 2. Yeah, I'll spend 1. 3.
All right. You think you got him calmed down. You think he's getting you get a bandage in place, and you think that might be helping.
Well, as
Certainly
long
not going to do any harm.
As long as it's not bleeding still.
Yeah. He does look very gaunt, though. Like he's lost quite a bit of fat rather than blood. Declan, you signaled for everybody else to come forward. Does everybody?
Yeah, when he first started making his way around the hill, I would have asked Mustafa to grab Margaret,
Okay.
and then after I got the go ahead that we're in the clear, I would have waved Samus to walk
And
to
Jackson to bring
and
you.
the
Margaret, are
and
you
stuff.
good with that?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Margaret, this is not a gunshot
I'm going to assess the situation because the last thing I heard was some shots fired. I stayed with Samus.
Right.
Okay, so then it's time to.
Yeah. So you
Go
take a
about it.
look, and looks like a giant lamprey bite.
Okay.
All right. It looks like some kind of circular mouth, like a leech kind of
Yeah.
thing, just chomped into his chest area, his pectoral, and started sucking things out. And he looks very gaunt.
Okay.
It's not a deep wound, but it is a pretty nasty one. There's not a whole lot to stitch back together
right.
because there's
Yeah. So I guess then, I always have my medicine bag, so I could do a patch up, cover it up,
We have pain
put
relief.
whatever
So
weird, not good,
a poultice. And, yeah.
whatever.
Heroin.
Heroin, just you soak it down with some heroin and just, do a patch up, I guess.
Sure.
An essential patch up.
All right. Are you going to spend any points of
Am I
point of
going to
medicine?
use medicine or would that be first aid?
You're going to be doing medicine because
I take it.
because Cecil already treated for
Okay.
first aid.
Okay. So
What part of the day is this?
This is late morning.
yeah, I'll spend 2.
You don't need to roll. Just
Oh,
if
I
you
don't?
no, not for medicine. It's an investigative skill, so you're spending the point.
Okay.
But
So
you
then
get him
just spend
patched
a
up,
point then.
and you are
Okay.
pretty confident looking at him
Okay.
that this is
the exact same kind of wound as De Mendoza would have inflicted with those teeth. In fact, the teeth markings match up perfectly with the tooth that you pulled off De Mendoza earlier.
This kid's probably not going to be able to travel.
It is not far to our farm. I can get him there. We were out looking for a lost alpaca. This is
I'm sure we've started to talk while she was treating him.
I am Julio.
The guy I
My
just
son is
treated was
Domingo.
Julio? Okay.
The one you treated is Domingo. It is the Karasiri. They are here. I suspect they are going to the pyramid.
And you know where this pyramid is?
It's another day and a half's travel that way.
So that's like 40 miles.
With these mountains, probably about 30.
Well, at least we can do is help get his son to his house.
Thank you. I would very much appreciate that.
I'm okay with it.
I mean, we're not going to really be losing much time.
No, we got what? I mean, don't really have anywhere else.
We're
to
not
be.
on any real schedule.
Yeah.
Right. And it might be nice to possibly have a warm spot for a bit.
Yes, if you would like, you can stay in the barn.
We'll talk more when we get to we get your son safe. At
Yes,
home.
very good.
Maybe better clothes too, if he can spare.
Poor farmer. He's probably.
He doesn't have a whole lot of clothes to pass out. Yeah, that's kind of a given, but
I think we're going to help him out more than he's going to help
he can
us.
give you a meal and a place to bed down for the night that's going to be a little warmer than your tents.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we can talk about local stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
What was there some? So yeah, the trip back to his farm is uneventful. His farm is, not palatial. He's got a one-room house and a barn that's big enough for probably a dozen alpaca. And then, small plot with mostly vegetables and things that are able to grow in this climate. He offers you basically a root vegetable based
Beets.
stew. Yeah.
So,
What brings you here?
Karasari.
So then you know of them. Why do you come here then? You are European. You don't seek to become one of them, do you?
No. They are abomination to our Lord. We're going to eradicate them.
Give me a reassurance. Don't spend any points?
No.
Okay.
6.
Alright. Oh, thank God. Do you need help? I could come with you to the pyramid. Right now, somebody's got to stay and take care of.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I was going through my head.
Yeah.
Like, that. Is it just you and your son?
Yes.
Then you need to protect your son. But if you could give us detailed ways to get there.
Of course. Yes. It is straightforward. And he rattles off a very detailed set of instructions about which pass you take where.
If you could show us on the map, that would be helpful.
Unfortunately, like I said, the map you have is about this scale, so pointing it out on that isn't gonna
We're
work
this
real
little
well.
dot
But
here and it's that dot here.
exactly.
You go to Bob's Road, make a left at the 3-pronged bush.
Make
tells
sure
you.
you turn where the house used to be.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't miss it.
How long have you been here?
I have lived my whole life here.
How long have the Karasari troubled you?
My ancestors have always talked about the Karasari. Incidents have happened throughout. My wife was lost to the Karasari 6 years ago.
Ask him why he stayed.
I'll translate it. Was that right?
This
I
is-
figured this is translated.
This is my family home. Where else would I go?
Is there other farmers around here?
He rattles off the names of 3 or 4 others that are
Same problems, though.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Are the Karasari only European?
Yes. It is the Europeans that brought this problem to us.
Friggin' Europeans. They have also visited a blight upon my land, my brother.
Are you saying you don't know Spanish though, right?
Translate that.
Translate that and then translate it back.
Your home is lovely. Thank you.
We need to kill all the white devils. Who's with me?
Wait, did you just call me White Devil? That's how they know you. Anybody else have any questions for the poor guy?
Are they more... we encountered one on the road already. And it seemed...
You're translating.
Yes.
Right?
and it looked quite savage. Is there any kind of organization?
I do not know.
The one that attacked your son, what did he look like?
He gives a detailed description.
I mean, did it look just like a half-naked, or was it like
Middle-aged white guy.
middle-aged white guy
Yeah.
in a loincloth?
No, actually, he was
Patriarchy.
Dressed, he was dressed more traditionally.
In like 20th century sort of?
Yeah, 20th century. So
Okay,
pants and a shirt.
interesting.
Yeah.
So there's a supply of like Europeans making their way to this temple still. Okay.
That is disturbing.
Yeah.
We got directions there. We know they're active. Is there anything else that we kind of need to know? I don't want to pull out the gold bar.
Yeah, we got.
Or he'll kill us.
I-
Take the gold bar.
I don't think that these things are. I think that Larkin and De Mendoza were barely holding this mania back, and I think that if this guy were whatchamacallit? Yeah, that we'd
Sarsier.
probably know it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, what is driving the? I mean, this is out of character, but like to the group at the same time. What is driving these things like out of the temple into the wilderness to like?
Probably hunger.
So would you say that? Like, do you think that these are like the bottom feeders of the cult?
You don't want my opinion.
Yeah, they're demons. Devils.
God works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
Satan doesn't. He has a very straight line of destruction.
Just chaos, just however it happens.
My theory is Larkin was called master by the bodyguard, so maybe he had some way of controlling them, and he was coming up here to become their leader.
Yeah, I think Larkin was one of the original conquistadors, so it would make sense that he anybody that he it's it's kind of like Amway, once you get the first guy only goes up the pyramid.
I mean, the motivation of this cult can't just be to like recruit whites and like go out and just kill natives. Like that just seems like an absurd sort of motivation for a cult.
What else would they do? I mean, everybody's got. I mean, maybe they're trying to bring about the millennium or something like that. I don't know. But everybody's got to eat, right? Maybe they sent these two guys for takeout. I mean,
Yeah.
bring us back.
Brings back about 8 burgers. I mean, white people.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it appears maybe they only drain you halfway and keep you around or something. I don't know. What do you think, Mr. Jackson?
Back to character.
I suspect that
The cult has its own purposes. I think they've managed to put themselves in a position of authority over all the tribes of the region. I think perhaps they can take whatever they want, whether it be people to use as slaves or food for the luxuries for themselves, leaving those who dwell here to just barely get by.
When you studied
So they're British.
when you studied the death cults, what
Amen.
was like the end goal for these cults?
Most often it is to put someone in a position of tremendous power so that they can manipulate everyone else. Greed always seems to be the greatest motivation.
I went to.
Oh, cool.
So then how do you propose that we stop such a thing?
Let the power of God do it through us
I think we need to see what the hierarchy looks like when we arrive at the temple.
and melt them.
Declan is trying his best to hide a smile.
You don't need to hide it.
So you guys move on? Unless there's something further you wanted to take care of?
Watches at in the night again, right?
Yeah.
Are you
Okay.
spending the night at the farm, or are you...
I think it'd be wise simply because we could
early start.
actually get a warm place to stay
Sure.
and an extra set of eyes.
Yeah, so the good news is by spending the night here, you don't take any damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have we gained back any stability from any of that?
No.
No.
Hey, I can ask.
We're still on edge. We're still on edge.
Excellent question. But no, not so much.
What about previously spent general abilities from 4
Not
nights
at
ago?
this stage.
Okay.
No.
In that case, I need to put this number back in place.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about maybe Margaret should stay in a house with the bleeding kid?
I thought the kid was out in the barn still. I didn't know if they kept
No,
him.
they brought him into the house.
She would absolutely do that.
Okay. Sure.
Maybe they have a hat they can give you.
Yeah,
A traditional
that thing is
tribal
awful.
hat.
All right.
Traditional tribal
All right, so we
hat.
nicely split the party with Margaret in the house, and
Well-
everyone else out in the barn. That's good. Excellent.
I mean, how far is this barn from the house?
Not far.
Okay.
The night passes uneventfully, as does the morning of the next day's travel.
So it's now the
based-
24th.
Based on Julio's directions, you're pretty sure you should be able to make it to the pyramid late this afternoon if you press on. And late in the morning, you guys notice there are 2 people, probably about a mile and a half up ahead of you, who seem to be heading in the same direction as you are, right toward the temple.
Nothing through the binocs to. Well, I said miles, so that'd be kind
Mile and a half.
Yeah.
You can, through the binocs, you can tell there's definitely 2 people, and I mean, basically you see them when they crest a hill and are outlined against the light of the sky. It's kind of hard to make out more than that, because again, going like that.
This may sound odd, but the way they're walking
Mm-hmm.
looks like they're.
You have your spyglass.
Well, I got the binocs. I just want to
Yeah.
see if, like. Because these other things were pretty feral, so they were kind of howling. and
These seem to be walking like normal human
like
beings.
upright
Yeah.
and stuff. Okay. I'll point.
There's a lot more people up here than I thought
Yeah,
there would be.
there are certainly a
It's
How
lot.
are they
like
dressed,
that.
though? Or can we not tell?
They are dressed in typical modern European garb.
With coats
Pants,
and-
coats.
Shod spurs, walking sticks, derby.
Definitely derbies.
That one's got a deer hunter hat. All right. Well, we all see the silhouette, so
Yeah.
now describe.
You can pass
Male
them.
or female? Base? I don't know. If I can tell
Both
that.
male.
Both. So
Oh, dressed as male.
It's Larkin and Mendoza. They beat us here.
It's possible.
Don't even joke about that, Samus.
So you
I lose 3 sanity.
you follow them for a little while, and eventually you crest a hill, and you see the temple before you. And the temple runes layout.
Well, we can only go there at night.
So should we-
It's late afternoon. I'm just going to lay this down for everyone to take a look at. You can see you're coming down this path here, and you
So
can
it's
see
in a valley. Almost.
it's kind of on a ledge,
Okay.
that sticks out.
And it has a wall.
There's a wall around it, though the wall is not very high and it's not very well maintained. You think the wall is probably only 2.5, 3 feet tall, and you can see it's crumbling in a few places. A couple other walls around here. You see there's a pit area over here, and you see
It's never a good thing.
there are these square flagstones in place in several spots, and then this is the pyramid proper. And the pyramid is a step pyramid, and it looks like it goes up maybe 75 feet. Right up here at the top of it, you see the two people you've been following. And there's this crack that goes all the way across the top of it there that you can kind of see from where you're looking down on as you descend this hill. And we're not going to look at the rest of this, so I'll just bring this back. But you can see them, they kind of kneel down on either side of the crack, and then they lean out over it, almost like they're in prayer to Allah. They stretch out like that with their head right over the crack.
Okay.
And they stay prostrate that way for several minutes. And then they stand back up, and you see them walk back over to this hole and descend it into it.
Okay.
Like, how do they descend into it? Like with ropes, or they just go?
They
down?
just climb down.
Okay, I was like, there are stairs. These people
No.
like floating.
No,
okay.
they climb down.
Okay.
That's a good question.
Floating would have been pretty cool. But no, they climb down.
Okay.
You don't see any ropes, but
Okay.
So I asked Jackson if he knows anything about the construction of this temple. Is it similar to other?
it resembles other ruins in the area, and he babbles a bit about the archaeology. Do you have archaeology?
That's why I'm asking him.
Yeah. He babbles a bit about the differences in style and design. Doesn't mean a whole lot to you.
I want to
I
do the
mean,
binocs.
I get the gist of what he's saying.
Yeah, you get the gist of what he's saying, and you agree with him. Basically, there are a few consistencies in archaeological terms with 2 or 3 different tribes that would have been active in the region, but you can't place which one for sure. You got a question?
I'm going to look through the binoculars at the pyramid. There's probably carvings all over.
There are carvings
Do
all
they look
over.
very similar to our golden rod of melting?
They do.
Well, this definitely came from here.
None of what's visible at this level, though, appears to be made of gold.
Can we see the entrance to the pyramid?
You do not see an entrance to the pyramid, but you did see those flagstones, and you saw them go below ground through that opening.
The letter by Gaspar Figueroa says that the tunnels are maze-like underground.
Well,
So if there's some central complex, we may get lost.
do we have chalk with us?
Sure.
Awesome. At least we have a way to mark our
Yeah.
Or, now that I do this every time I go, right before I go into a dungeon, I suggest this. Why don't we just smoke out everything that's in there, and as it comes out, we kill it, as opposed to just wandering aimlessly around.
Yeah, if it was an anthill, that would be great because we're huge. But if there's 100 of those things in there, we're probably dead.
Yeah, but then we're going to go into their house. I don't know.
But they don't know we're coming.
Did they see us?
And that's why we have
If they
chalk.
did, they didn't react to you.
Maybe take a look at that wall around there. Maybe we can disguise ourselves as traveling wall repairmen.
I actually want to see the top of that pyramid. Seems like it's something
I don't want to see the top of the pyramid.
holy to them.
It's barely a pyramid. I mean, where I'm from, the pyramids, a lot bigger than this. This is like a shed, but
Well, we have two options. We either
I'd kind of like to know
camp
what
out here and wait for whoever or whatever comes out of there and pluck them off one at a time, perhaps, or we go down there.
Well, you can't assume all of whatever they are
We'll come.
are located here.
True.
So there could be some behind us.
Right, like those guys right there. Oh.
Either way, this is our destination.
Well, do you want me to? Do
Destination.
you want me to scope it out first?
You're better with a rifle than I am, I think.
Oh yeah.
I'll pull out 45. I'm like,
Well,
you watch me. I'm going to check out first the pit. And then I'm going to go to that hole that they descended into.
I'm also
And
very
I'll come back
stealthy. I'm very stealthy.
All right.
well,
So Sully's going off by himself.
well, hold on a
Where's
second.
45 from?
Why don't we get the alpacas and our stuff in a more secure location off
Like
the path?
Bunyo?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
the
New
United
Orleans.
States.
Yeah, but I mean that way an easily defensible position. And let's do this smart, like we learned.
How much time are you going to spend setting up an easily defensible position? It's probably
Well,
about
standing
probably about 5 o'clock. It is
standing
fall.
on the path, talking is probably a bad idea.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering how if you're going to wait till full darkness.
Nothing bad ever happens at night.
Exactly.
I mean, if it was up to me, my suggestion would be to observe with what light we have, and then investigate it in the morning.
But that would be a cold, cold night because we couldn't have a fire.
It's cold here anyway. I mean, unless we are all gonna charge and then just run and just jump down that hole.
No, obviously not. I want to look at what we're getting. That's
Right. I think we should spend the rest of the afternoon observing. I'm very curious to see what they're doing on top of that pyramid.
Well, they're not on top
Then
of the
let's go
pyramid
look.
now, right?
No, but I mean, I would like to see what, get a closer look. But we need to get the alpacas and my cat
Cat.
off the path.
Wouldn't these guys know that just bad things happen at the tops of these pyramids? Like human sacrifices and other things?
Certainly, that is part of the tradition.
Yeah, I mean,
But we didn't say
that's a
that.
given.
well, we can put. All right, we'll spend the time that we need just to put the alpacas off to the side. You
Sure.
know, obfuscate our tracks.
It's going to be dusk by the time you've got all that done.
And then we'll look.
Okay.
We'll
Who's
bring our-
heading down to the pyramid, to the ruins?
I know. I got.
Sully, Margaret,
I think I'm gonna go definitely.
Mustafa,
Grab your torch or your.
Declan,
I
Samus. You
forgot.
guys
I
stand
don't have
back.
vision, do I?
Well, where's the hole at? Is it
It's on dusk.
in the compound but not on the pyramid?
It's on top of it.
So here's the pyramid.
In the bottom corner?
This is the big charnel pit,
Yeah, I see it.
and then this was the hole that they went down.
Okay. Well, I will go guard the hole.
Okay.
This one, not the one they
Yeah,
went
the
down.
one that they went
All right, so you're heading to that. Keep an eye on it. Jackson wants to
That's a good
go
idea.
with you and check out the top of the pyramid.
I'm going to take the bar with me.
All right.
You could heave it in. See what happens.
So you head towards the opening. You head towards the pyramid. Jackson's
I
with you.
sneak toward the opening.
All right. Do you have
I do
a
have stealth.
relevant stealth skill? What is your stealth?
3 points.
Awesome.
Yeah, me too.
What are Mustafa, Declan, and Margaret doing?
I was going to. I thought we were going to the pyramid.
You're heading to the top of the pyramid
Picnic
with
at the
Sully.
pyramid top.
Yeah, that was
Alright.
that was my thought.
Mustafa?
Love picnics.
I think
and
maybe
hats.
we should approach from the windward side of the pyramid, like
Okay.
that's not in direct view of the hole.
Sure.
So.
Maybe you want to consider which way the wind's blowing.
It's kind of swirling. It's kind of a valley area.
And Declan?
Declan kind of wants to see what's in the hole.
All right, so everybody's going to the hole, to the hole in the top of the pyramid? Or
No.
No, okay. So Declan and Samus are
Samus.
heading to cover the hole, and the other 4 are heading to the pyramid. All right.
And if I see him sneaking, then I will do the same.
All right. What's your stealth?
7.
Awesome. Okay, so the 2 of you guys are sneaking over by that hole, keeping an eye on things. Looking at the hole, you can see that it's a vertical shaft going straight down. It's probably about 3 feet across, 4 feet across. I mean, it's fairly big. You could get down it pretty easily, and it drops down about 15 feet vertically. And you see it's lined with stone slabs all the ways around. And the stone slabs, yeah,
Like a circular staircase?
it's limestone. What's that?
Like a circular staircase? You mean?
No.
Oh,
no.
I mean just like a well.
Yeah, like a well, and fairly large limestone slabs making up the sides. There's a lot of flies here, kind of buzzing around, more than you would expect based on the temperature.
How does it
Kind of-
smell?
It smells kind of like decay. It's not a real pleasant smell.
How about green moss and stuff? Do the stones look slippery?
They do not. They do not look slippery at all, in fact. They look very kind of desiccated, actually. You think that might be a product of how arid it is up here. So the step pyramid, each step is about 5 feet. So you're kind of working just to climb your way up it. You can do it without an issue. There's no risk involved, but it's a little bit of effort for you to get all the way up to the top. It takes probably about 15 minutes to fully climb the pyramid. Pyramid, like I said, is probably about 30 feet tall, so it's not enormous. Like 6 tiers, and each one's about 5 feet.
It's because it was built by humans and not aliens.
Could be. As you're ascending it, you notice a smell. And the smell gets more powerful as you go. And that smell is one of rancid decay. And you recognize the smell, because it's the exact same smell that you picked up in Larkin's room, of that fat that was just decomposing and going rancid and foul.
I get a bad feeling about this gentleman and lady.
I ain't there.
As you get to the top of the pyramid, you crest it, and you see there's this crack. It's only about that wide, but it's about 8 feet long, and it goes diagonally almost all the way across the top of the pyramid. And there's just blowflies swarming around that crack and in the air all around you. And that smell that you picked up as you were coming up is now just overpowering. Just a stench of completely rancid decay. And looking at the lip of that crack, you see white fat just kind of oozing and congealing and slipping down through the
Who's
crack.
up there with Margaret and myself?
Margaret and you and Jackson and
Father Sully.
Sully.
What?
And Jackson gets to the top, looks over there, and just turns and heaves over the side. Everybody give me a stability check.
Sure.
Tell me if you're spending points.
I got a 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend a point.
Showing up.
So 6.
All right.
2. 6.
All right. Father, you lose 2 points of stability.
What's happening is the fat suckers are going out and collecting fat, and they're coming up here and they're vomiting it into this crack. Is what it looks like to me.
It seems like that's kind of what
Jackson
I was thinking.
is vomiting. Also, just not
But it's
into the
just
crack.
not this-
Yeah.
Don't contaminate the fat.
So that would mean that
The good news is, if we smear this fat all over ourselves, we'll be much warmer.
That's what you go with.
If that's what we're worried about.
Okay.
if you're vomiting fat into a large orifice on the top of a pyramid,
And as you guys are here, you hear the blowflies buzzing around. You hear the wind kind of whistling around, but you also hear this gurgling noise coming from deep within the crack.
This is like eating at the In-N-Out burger.
So they're feeding something.
Cool.
Why would they be collecting this fat in this pyramid? I wonder why.
Alright.
Is
We're
there
going back now.
any way?
Can I just make a suggestion?
Not before I make the stupidest choice ever.
Awesome.
Can I try to collect some of this fat in one of my many, many vials that I carry with me? Just all the time.
If you'd like, you could
I
try.
am going to try.
All right.
Yeah.
You know what's really flammable? Fat.
So, I'm not catching on fire.
No, but I'm saying.
We should just burn
So
this
you-
motherfucker.
Lean over and try and scoop some of
Sure.
that fat
Right.
up. As you do that,
Yeah.
you realize this fat looks exactly like the fat that you saw inside of De Mendoza's ribcage.
I
It's the
figured.
same consistency,
Right.
it is the same appearance. And as you scoop it up
Yeah,
into
yeah.
the vial and go
Yeah.
to cap the vial,
Yeah.
you realize that it's moving inside the vial.
That's fine by me. I cap it.
All right. And it's kind of not moving just from you holding it.
Right.
It's moving like in the wrong directions. Yeah.
I say we pull
Double
back and
seal
just
it.
nuke
It'll
it
be
for a
fine.
little bit.
So no way we just told the truth.
I mean, do we need to consult with the others?
What do you mean throw a light source onto this and see if it goes up?
What's fat? It's gonna burn like hell.
You're not sure. Crack's only about that wide. You can't fit a torch down into that.
Well, I don't think this is normal fat either.
Sure isn't. Check this out.
At least we know what they're doing. Now we'll find out why they're doing it.
Do we need to know why they're doing it?
I do.
Good luck. It was nice knowing you.
I mean, this could be a new life form.
Oh, for the love of God! Really?
Yeah, of course.
What do we? Have we so far followed the Prime Directive?
When does anyone ever follow that directive? I
Right.
mean, come on.
Maybe Riker could have sex with this fat.
Kirk could too.
Yeah.
Not
but-
after the beard.
So, you guys hanging out up here? You're gonna
No,
try
no,
to.
Oh no, I don't
You
think
might-
we're gonna.
I'm
I
helping
don't think
Jackson
we're gonna
back down.
hang
You
out.
probably brought some dynamite with you. You want to make this crack bigger?
Ooh.
No.
You sure?
I've thrown rocks at hornets' nests before. It's not a good idea.
Let's discuss this with the rest of the party, but I don't think that we need to go down in there until we burn this thing.
Until we burn it.
Yeah.
I mean, don't you think that's potentially being disrespectful to a new life?
This is not. This fat.
We'll let God sort it out, sweetie.
Oh, you and God, Jesus Christ. With all due respect, Father, I think we need to start. These people are going around sucking the fat out of people, and it looks like they're coming up here and vomiting in this pyramid for some reason.
Much like a mother hen or mother bird feeds its young.
Exactly. Maybe these people are infected with something is being removed and then being replaced.
Well, okay. I vote we set it on fire.
I don't think that's going to do anything.
Nope.
But it's worth a try.
I think.
I'm not gonna
We
do
have
that.
some fat. Why don't we see if it burns?
Oh no, you're not touching my vial.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's gonna burn.
Let's grab a kerosene.
So you guys
lamp.
are standing right over that opening, having this
No,
discussion.
we're working
No,
our ass.
you went down the pyramid,
Oh,
but Declan and Samus were standing right by that opening.
Oh,
And-
right.
Oh,
you said
that's
you were going
right.
over to
That's
them.
right.
Yeah,
We haven't
we're
like
going-
panned
And
back
so
to
is
the
that where
other
you're having
players.
this discussion?
Yes.
We're going down, scrabbling down, and vomiting, and then
No, I'm thinking of if we grab one of our lanterns, it's got kerosene, throw the bust the lantern up there, kerosene spreads, light that up.
That is going to, let everybody or anything that might be there aware of our presence here. We don't even know what is in there, so the last thing we should do is light a friggin' beacon to invite anything around that can see it.
Well, my suggestion is if you're gonna throw fire in the crack, you might as well try to dynamite the well too. That way it'll seal in anybody that tries to come out.
There were just only 2 poor people go down that well. Or
So
that hole.
But don't you think that maybe that bar has something to do with what is going on here?
Probably.
So wouldn't it be better to...
What is your idea to take the bar back to the
Back to
magic
where-
place and put it back where it's supposed
Seems
to
to
go?
be what the
That seems to
original
be what
conquistador
happened. They
wanted
pulled
to
the
do.
bar and then they started getting sick.
So maybe with
Why
this
don't we
bar
wait till
back,
all of them die and the smoke clears, then go down in there?
But they're not going to die. They regenerate until we have this bar smash their bodies. So we'll burn them, and then what's going to happen? They'll just
come
reform.
right back. That's a good point.
Or if we get rid of their food source, which is fat, they'll
That'd be like
starve
every
to death.
human.
Yeah, that's
we
like
just kill
everyone
everybody within
in
20
Peru.
minutes.
That's genocide.
No, I mean, they're depositing all this fat in the pyramid for a reason.
We don't know how many there are. I mean, if there's thousands
true.
of them, what's
I highly
what's
doubt there's
killing a
thousands
couple?
of them.
I don't know that the
I don't
population around here could support thousands of them.
Yeah, and even if we were to assume that most of them are even the conquistadors, it was a small band of conquistadors to begin with, and I can't imagine that they recruited hundreds more.
And remember, we've seen one hundreds of miles away, so they don't have to stay in the area.
That's true.
I think our best option is to descend here, deal with what we come across, and find where this bar belongs.
Try to do it as quietly as possible. We just don't know what's in there.
Before we leave, can we set the fat on fire?
No. I refuse to be a part of that.
We'll see what we're dealing with.
After we put the bar back.
If this bar does nothing, I'm all about
Yeah.
loading this up with dynamite and blowing this straight off the mountain.
Well, the thing is, the only reason I say that is because there might be others of them wandering around. If we get rid of their food source, if we burn the fat, why were they collecting the fat?
Well,
I am very
let's
curious.
go in
about
a
that.
different direction. You had the idea that the house was the prison for the demon back in New England, right? What if this temple is the prison for something that's bigger?
Yeah, and then we blow it, and then it's out.
like I'm saying, if this bar does nothing,
Yeah.
then we blow this thing off the side of the mountain.
Okay. Let's go down in there.
All right, everybody's going to climb down that hole.
We'll lock
Seems
and
like
load.
the exact wrong thing to do. I'll go.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're gonna. I just wanted to argue about it a little bit, but I was gonna tote to do that anyway. So
All right, so are you guys using ropes or just going to try to wedge
No,
climb?
we'll use yours.
All right, see ya. With ropes, descending down. No problem. It's not that far of a drop, but with a couple of ropes tied off, you're able to descend very easily. About 15 feet down. And when you make your way down, you find the tunnels they're only about 4 feet high. It's pretty cramped. About 10 feet wide, though. So you're pretty much crawling around on all fours down here. You guys probably brought some kind of
Illumination,
lanterns.
yeah.
And down here, it stinks, right? I mean, all the walls, ceiling, everything is beautifully inlaid with limestone, but there's this smell of decay. But you get
Marty?
down, and right at the bottom, there's a T intersection. One side goes toward the pyramid, another direction goes away from it, and then, or you can go vertically in the other direction. I mean, straight off in the other direction.
And it stinks down here, right?
It stinks down here.
Margaret, do you happen to have any perfume?
I do, but I don't think it's going to cover any of this up. It's going to make you sicker.
There's also a lot of flies down here. It occurs to you that you might actually want to wear some kind of a mask. Just to
Those
keep
I
them from
have.
flying in.
I was going to have like a bandana or something and
Those
soak in
I
a little bit of
have.
perfume so it's
Alright.
not
In
as
spades.
Sure.
Cool. Good idea.
Which way do you guys want to go? Toward the pyramid?
Away.
Away from the pyramid?
Why, Samus?
Well, you guys are arguing that there could be a huge colony of people down
Something.
here. So if we go away from the pyramid, we're most likely to get like a less density of people, right? There's probably more people concentrated toward whatever they're worshiping or protecting or whatever. So if we go away, maybe we can capture one of them and interrogate them or something like that.
Interrogate them with the gold bar.
Yeah. That's not
All right.
unreasonable
anyone-
I give you
suggestion.
each a piece of chalk. Mark the walls.
Okay, so there's the path toward the tunnel, there's the path or toward the pyramid. There's the tunnel away from the pyramid, and there's the tunnel going this way that you actually think heads toward that other big pit that you saw. So you're heading this way, right?
Yeah, toward none of the major
Right.
features.
That makes sense.
Passage goes for probably about 20 feet, and then it opens up into a fairly large room. The room's probably about 30 feet by 30 feet, and there are 3 straw mats there, right at the entrance to it, and you see 2 people laying down on those mats. And based on their clothes, they look exactly like the people that you saw on the top of the pyramid earlier.
Good suggestion.
Shining the light around in the room. It's a stone-lined room. Like I said, the reed mats. You
No
got
blasters,
the
no
people laying there,
blasters.
and the rest of the room is jam-packed with gold. Gold coins, gold jewelry, gold watches, ancient artifacts of a variety of different cultures, but all gold. Literally tons of gold.
Should have brought more alpacas.
El Dorado.
Kinda.
We need to
So-
worry about the 2 bodies.
Well, they're not. They're definitely. They're breathing. Do they
Are you
notice our presence?
going? They don't respond to your presence. They're just sacked out.
Shotgun time. Walk over.
Kill these people?
Don't shoot in here.
No, we're not going to shoot.
Push him with the gun.
Oh.
No response.
There's only 2 of them, right? There's
There are
3
2
beds, but
There's only 2 people. Yeah.
So
Margaret, are they dead? Well, actually, my character has.
Actually, you poke one of them.
with the shotgun, yeah. Like,
He starts to sit up.
Hola.
All right. He immediately attempts to attack you.
Whoops.
So
Oh,
scuffling
yeah.
versus firearms.
Who can blame him?
See, I'll spend 1 point on my
All right.
firearm. 2. I rolled a 2.
All right. You start. You
Well, why did you shoot him?
go to shoot him, and he shoves the barrel of the gun away and swipes at you with his other hand
All right.
for 4 damage, 4 health.
Okay.
What's everybody else doing?
Wishing he wouldn't have shot a shotgun.
didn't shoot him.
Well, it didn't. He said to roll my firearm, so that's what I
Yeah.
rolled.
He went to get a shot
It
on
went
him.
off. Did it go off?
I assumed it went off.
Well, I thought he was
I-
poking him one
You
day.
told me to roll firearms, that's what I rolled.
All right. So yeah, he kind of
He pushed away the gun,
away.
yeah.
So no, it didn't go off.
Okay, that's okay.
I mean, I want him to die. I just don't want anybody else to know we're here.
Well,
What's
do we want him
Yes.
to die?
what's everybody else doing?
Not that.
I'll try to grapple the guy that's.
Same.
All right. So both of you try to pin him down. Between the 2 of you, yeah, you're able to pin him down without a problem. He's very strong, but he's not. I mean, he's probably superhumanly strong, but he's not 2 large guys holding him down superhumanly strong.
It's trombone time.
Yep.
Get the
He
trombone.
goes down. Pull out the God's rod.
He
I
goes up
don't
in
know
flame.
that I've ever gone into a dungeon with a
Well,
trombone case before.
I'm
This
not
is
going
a
to
first.
touch him just yet.
Okay. He recoils before it.
Go I'm going to speak in Spanish. Try that language first. Who are you?
I am De Valesco.
And what are you doing here, De Valesco?
I am serving the master. How dare you intrude upon his space? The father of maggots deserves all to worship him, that he may come forth.
And what is this I'm holding?
That is one of the foulness that has kept him imprisoned.
Well, our suspicions were right then.
Mm-hmm.
Give me an intimidation. I mean, you're going to have a bonus to this. Tell me if you want to spend any points.
I do have a 1 in it.
Mhm.
I don't know if I'll ever use intimidation too much, so I'm going to spend it here.
All right.
6.
All right. So, I mean, he looks pretty well cowed. The other guy hasn't moved, in spite of the fact that, you know...
There's been a ruckus.
So I'm going
Yeah.
to take the bar from away from him and put it onto that guy.
You drop it on him, and he immediately starts flaming.
All right. I'll keep holding it there until he's good and scared.
Yeah, he's...
How's the ventilation in here?
Oh, there isn't a whole lot. Basically, the smoke is just getting denser.
Put it back on towards him.
He-
Where is the father of maggots?
He is inside the pyramid. It is our job to feed him.
Enough? Do we need any more information?
How big is he?
Why don't you go look?
How many hit points does he have? How many hit dice does the
Well, I'm
father
just,
of maggots have?
do you guys want any more information from him?
Does he know where your gold bar came from?
He already said it was one of the
Yeah,
things I was
but
keeping.
he doesn't know.
Yeah, where does it actually physically
Yeah,
go?
what room of the temple does it?
It is against the south wall of the pyramid.
Mm.
But do not put it back. Remove more of them so that the father may be freed.
Oh yeah.
Name
Well, Toad's going to do that.
Spiritu Santo.
All right.
I'll put it through his face.
He goes up in flames. It is getting very smoky down here now. What are you guys doing about all this smoke?
Clear the
Breathing
room
in.
when he's dead.
Well, I mean, you're 15 feet underground
Yeah.
without a whole lot of ventilation.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just doing enough to go through his face and then.
He's non-communicative after that.
Excellent. I'm thinking though, like this thing kills him for good. So once I'm sure that they're gone for good, we don't have to keep melting them.
Did we ask him how many of them there were?
You did not before you burned his face off.
I wasn't thinking of that either. And I asked everyone any more information.
Well, what about the other one?
You burned him first.
Yeah, I used him as an intimidation.
Use our intimidation.
Sorry.
There's a lot of
Kill
gold here.
first,
I was-
ask questions
I was
later.
thinking about something.
I'm feeling righteous. Stop.
I was thinking about something else. Sorry.
Well, south wall of the pyramid, so we go towards the pyramid.
Next fat sucking zombie we see, we ask him how many friends
Someone
he's
asks
got.
if you're a god.
You say
I want
yes.
to know how many of these fuckers there are.
At least you didn't ask him for the name of the thing.
The father
The
of maggots,
unspeakable
we got the
name, I
name
don't
of the
wanna
thing.
All right. So you guys turn around and head back. There's that first passage on the left. Do you take that, or do you keep going straight?
Oh, now we're going straight because that should be
Alright.
back towards the pyramid now. All right.
Head back. There's another passage on the left. And here.
All right. If my map is right, the passes to the left is going to be back towards the hole we came in.
So you actually... Here. Let's just do this. So you guys came in right here,
Yep.
right? That's the shape of the pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably going to take this T because you want to get to the southern wall.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yep,
So you're going to head over this way
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and work your way around.
Hey, that's close to my map.
Hey.
Yeah.
You just got yourself a job.
And following through the tunnels, you come to this pool ahead of you. Again,
I hope it's fat. I
The passage is about 10 feet wide, and this pool is completely fills the passage there, and it stinks, and it's full of flies, and it is a kind of a greasy gray-white pool of fat. And you can see that it has seeped out of a hole in the wall, and the wall of the pyramid all along here, as you've started following it, you've seen that there are these gold bars set into it, and those gold bars have etchings on them that precisely match the etchings on the ward that you've been carrying. You're pretty sure this ward came out of this wall. And when you get to that pool, you see a gap right in the middle of the pool where the fat is kind of oozing through the gap to form that pool on the floor, and where you're pretty sure the ward would neatly fit into the wall.
So who's volunteering? Jackson?
I got this.
Is
Well,
Jackson volunteering?
My only problem is
Yeah.
once
I like Jackson.
we put this back in here, I'm okay for that. What we're doing is we're trapping the father of maggots in here. I'm saying this, whispering this. Once we do this, we've trapped the father of maggots in here, which is good, but he still has his minions he can send out. So he's still gonna still be trapped in here, which I'm totes down with. We need to worry about his minions now, right?
They can't touch the bar. But
Yeah.
we can't use
No,
the bar against them.
no, but what I'm saying is they can't touch the bar to free the father of maggots. If we put the bar in here, all we're
can't use
doing,
it against them.
right, we can't use it against them, and all we're doing is trapping the father of maggots here, which he already is trapped. So,
That's
But
not
maybe
true.
what we're stopping is the influence of the Father of Maggots to command those outside now.
I agree.
Seems-
Everybody give me a sense.
I'm fine. I'm fine with
Roll
putting
and
this.
tell me if you want to spend any points
We're
on
all
it.
too busy arguing in the middle of the floor.
That's trouble.
We're
Put
not
it in the
allowed.
hole.
Yeah, I'm oblivious.
Alright.
Just
Six.
trouble. We'll spend one.
I'm gonna
6,
3.
4, so I have a 4 and a 6. While you guys are arguing, both of you notice that there's something moving within the fat. And you get a closer look. It's kind of crusting out of it. These maggots that are about yay big, and they match the color of the fat very precisely, and they're kind of swimming in it. There aren't a lot of them, probably 3 or 4.
I don't have anything I can put.
Hey,
this
there's
in, do I?
maggots in there?
Well, you know, maggots are normally that big. These
They're
are,
big.
Yeah,
These
Yeah.
are sausages.
yeah,
Those are big
Do I have
maggots.
anything I can put one of those in?
absolutely.
You're coming with me.
I'm doing it. I'm gonna try to get one.
You're gonna go into the fat, wade
yeah.
into the fat.
Oh yeah.
All right, awesome.
All right,
So you guys are
Margaret is
arguing about what you should do when all of a sudden Margaret starts wading into the fat.
Science, bitches.
Okay, let's put this bar back, then we'll leave, and then
Yeah,
More-
just play.
Margaret,
Let
give
Margaret
me
get a maggot.
athletics. I think there's something like that.
yeah,
Athletics
okay.
roll because you're trying to walk through sludge,
No problem.
fat that's knee deep.
I'm gonna spend a point.
Awesome.
IRL, I worked at
6.
All right. So you get into it, and you're, to everyone's surprise, able to keep your footing as you're
In
walking
my
into
heels.
it. And all three maggots, you thought they were going to try to get away from you, right?
Sure.
I mean, you're a scientist. Normally, when you go try to capture an animal, its first reaction isn't, "Oh, I'm
I
going
need
to
to
come
be
and
a
get
part
you."
of this.
Right. It tries to swim away. No, these all swarm right toward you, and they start crawling up your body.
Oh. Can I catch one?
You absolutely grab one, but the other two are swarming up your body, and they're on your shoulders
Okay.
already.
Those I want to try to get rid of.
All right, give me a scuffling roll.
I am going to spend a point in that.
All right.
Sounds
Is
like
anyone
read.
else following Margaret
I mean, at this
into
point,
the
so they
slime?
seeing all
That's where the bar's got to
crazy.
go, right?
The bar has to go in there.
That's where I'm going to go.
All right, so you're wading into the slime too?
I will.
6.
Into the fat. Give me an athletics roll. Nice. All right, so you brush one of them off, and the other one, and you get it off of you. So you've got one in your hand that's wiggling furiously, and you've got one that's now crawling on your neck towards your face.
Okay. I don't want that one.
What was your athletics roll?
I'm going to spend 2 on this one.
All right.
5.
All right, you also managed to trudge through the slime, and Margaret you saw her brush something off of the shoulder, and it went flailing toward you, and all of a sudden you've got this giant maggot trying to crawl up your leg.
Oh, it's not that bad.
I'll hit it with the bar.
It bursts into flames.
All right.
Give me another scuffling roll as this one tries to get into your face.
Oh man, I just want the one. I'm gonna spend a point.
We
All
didn't
right.
see that.
7.
All right.
There is no justice in this world. You managed to brush that one off as well. So you've got one in your hand and you're shoving it into
Whatever
into
kind
a
of
sample
container
vial.
that
Yeah,
I've got.
you've got a nice hat box.
I love to collect
I'm sure you've
things.
got some kind of a big, like a quart canning jar type
Yes.
thing that you can.
If that was effective, I'll
Drop
just go
into.
like this with the bar as I'm walking.
Yeah, yeah, that was surprisingly effective. The fat is kind of steaming, and actually, as you do that, the fat's moving away from it. So the ward isn't actually touching the fat.
That shows intelligence.
But
That's
you
creepy.
see another maggot
Time to get out of this
trying to
shit.
crawl up your leg. Yeah,
Touch with
it-
the bar. Yeah. I got a good weapon.
yeah. You have the weapon. Anybody else want to come into the slime?
Oh no, I'm ready to
Okay.
leave now. Whenever I get a
You're gonna
chance.
try. All right, give me another athletics roll.
I
to
got
try and get
everything I
out.
wanted to do. Okay, I'm gonna spend a point.
All right.
I worked in a bacon factory for a year.
7.
So everything was covered in
All right.
bacon grease,
And
fat
you know,
and bacon grease.
these giant maggots, the fat that's moving on its own. I think everybody needs to give me a stability roll.
Sure.
Tell me if you're spending a point.
I got a 2.
I got a 2.
I got a 5.
Okay.
Not 4.
6.
All right. 4, 6, 5. You're fine. 2 and 3. You're each going to lose 3 stability and 1 sanity.
Ouch.
Because
I'm
this
starting to freak out
is.
now. We're about
Glad I
to be.
rolled
Yeah.
a 5.
This ain't right.
No.
But so you're trying to you managed to get to the wall. You're going to try to put the ward back in place.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Go ahead and give me a mechanical repair roll.
Wow.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing in that.
All right. Awesome.
5.
Wow.
Wow. Much to everyone's surprise.
Hey, that looks
Nothing
like
like
that one.
adrenaline and
It's
fear.
the right side.
That's
You
when
pop
you
it right
invented the
back into
Rubik's
place.
Cube.
Yeah.
And as you do that, you see the slime and the fat that's out here start to dissolve away. And the maggot that you went to all that trouble to acquire starts to disintegrate and turn into dust within your vial.
Wow. It's still worth checking out.
Margot the maggot is dead.
What a bummer. I don't know what I can do to even try to salvage this.
You got maggot dust. You know, it's worth study.
The good news is all the grease that's on your clothes is also
Yeah.
dissolving. So
Oh.
It's, so
Isn't that
it's
a
like it's
song?
all,
It's not a big
Oh.
slip and slide at the moment.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't
it's
know.
all going away. Like
Let
every
God's justice
tiny
be
last
done.
No,
bit.
Maggot
Yeah.
Brain is actually a song.
So is Maggot Colony.
We're not talking about Cannibal
What a
Corpse though
bummer.
here. I'm
Oh,
sure
well.
we're talking about a much
Okay,
older
it's
song.
probably safer this way anyway.
So, anything else you guys want to do?
What about the smell? Is that
The smell?
dissipates too?
It's dissipating,
Is a big
but there's a
boulder
long
rolling
way.
down the hallway now? Or?
There are
okay.
no big boulders chasing you. No.
Alright.
Okay. So is there any way into this pyramid? Like, or I mean, I feel like this is just like hallways or
This,
chasms.
yeah, so you can circle your way around it. There are no openings down here. Yeah, no, you do not see any opening except for that crack that was in the roof. You could always widen that though. You have dynamite.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, there's flagstones in the front of the pyramid,
Mhm.
which means that there's probably an entrance in the front of the pyramid.
Yeah, but those flagstones were probably set there to make sure nothing can get in or out.
Or out. More importantly, yeah.
And I'm thinking if there's a big crack on the top of it, probably best to keep that crack as small as possible.
Yeah.
It's I think we should set it on fire.
All right.
Let's inspect it first. Let's see
All
what the
right.
fat
Well, I
upstairs
mean,
is doing.
if you're bound and determined to shake the hand of the father of maggots, have a confab, trade recipes,
Well, if this stuff disappeared, I'm wondering if the crack did as well.
that's possible.
That's a good point. Or if one thing that we really have to think about here is
How much gold we can take with us.
No.
How much gold does one alpaca carry?
Right.
And do we
We
really
didn't-
need that food?
Right. How much gold can Samus carry?
You figure each alpaca can probably carry about a 50-pound load
I wasn't.
safely. Just for point of reference.
Maybe a little, but
I do want to look at the artifacts.
I probably want to leave.
yeah, this place is freaking me out. But I want to. I'll put it this way: my character is more concerned with whatever is in there is still
Stays.
sealed in there and will not be coming back out.
Sure.
That's why I want to see if that big ass crack is.
By the time you make it out of the pit, climb back out of the tunnels. Is everybody leaving together?
I want to make one stop. I mean, other than the obvious, like the treasure room, you know, not because I want the gold, but because I want to take a look at the corpses that we left in there.
Yeah.
Are they still corpses?
They are dust.
That also answers that question. And now I want to take some of the treasure. Thank you.
Yeah, I would like.
The bodies.
My concern is with the if there were any artifacts that were specifically from this pyramid, and B, is this the loot that these god-danged conquistadors stole from all the other pyramids, and the Aztecs, the
So
Toltecs, the
those are
Mayans?
both excellent questions. The first question is none of the gold here matches up with the gold from the pyramid.
Okay.
Well, at least nothing you probably spend 15-20 minutes looking through it. What you do find in terms of the gold here is some of it is from ancient civilizations, some of it is very recent. Like you find a nice gold pocket watch.
That's
that-
weird.
and a watch chain.
Well, that
What
might-
you
Not
think
if they've been hunting.
is that
or if they've
your
been
gut
reaching
instinct
out.
is exactly that these guys have been going out killing people and somehow their greed from their mortal lives carried over and they've just been taking the gold for the sake of the gold.
So then that would make that this cult.
Filthy white people.
That would make
Like
this
a
cult
Drewer.
like a far-reaching cult too. Because if there's stuff from here from Europe and stuff like that, this cult might be not just centered around Peru.
Well, I'm glad we trapped this thing, but
And I think it's safe to assume that whatever is out there, there are no more of them. If these bodies just totally disintegrated,
It's never that easy.
how much gold is in this room?
You would guess hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Well, what I'm thinking is, if we removed it and piled it up, here's what I'd like to do.
You want to do a Scrooge McDuck?
Yeah. Gold bath, treasure bath. That's what he said. What I'm thinking is, it's possible, even with just a little bit of dynamite, we could bring down part of the mountain on top of this pyramid and bury this pyramid.
If you happen to be skilled at demolitions, you absolutely could.
Or we could bring down half the mountain, destroy the pyramid, and what we just went through means nothing.
That's also possible, yes.
disrupt the ward stones by blowing this thing up is probably not the best idea.
The best use of dynamite would probably be at the very top of this path,
Destroy the path to this place.
if we were to do anything at all.
And that, I mean, a good mountaineer would get past it, but making it impassable would mean that
Well,
they'd be
that's-
detoured.
That's a good option.
I think we should use this treasure to
Start an orphanage.
no, even better. to pay the locals to guard these roads from now on.
I don't know if that would work.
We could set up a secret Catholic society called the Priory of the Scion and have them guard this. That is their mission.
Well, all I'm saying is if you give a poor person a bunch of wealth, they're probably not going to stay where they're poor.
We don't have to. We can give it to Naira.
Okay.
Do what you wish with the
True.
gold. It seems to be taken off the dead.
Not all of it. It belongs to the hands of these people.
You guys are still in the tunnels having this
I was
conversation,
walking
right?
out, yeah.
I wanted to go up to the top.
As we're
Well,
crawling
that's what I asked. That's
Is
why
it
I asked.
clearing
Yeah.
the stench clearing somewhat?
Well, you're in the tunnels, so it's not clearing real fast, but
Right, but like the fat that was in the pool, is that going? That went
Yeah.
away?
it's going away.
Huh.
Well, we know the location. We can decide what we want to do. And come back for the gold. Give it to these people who deserve it. Or whatever. But we need to get out of here.
Well, I don't want to. Yeah. Let's go get something to eat. Let's go to Denny's.
All right, so you guys head out. Sully's climbing the pyramid again. Is anyone else?
Yeah, I want to see it.
Mustafa, Margaret,
Ow.
Sam is still not climbing it. Declan's still not climbing it. All right.
No.
When you get to the top of the pyramid, it's not like you took photos or anything, but the crack seems smaller than it was before.
Maybe the temple's repairing itself.
Want to go take a good look down? Shine a light down?
I want to see if the fat is
Yeah.
receding.
Shine a light down.
Is that who else is looking?
I'm looking.
I'm not even at the top.
far
Okay.
away. I am as
I am.
far away from that.
What I'm doing is watching to see if his face melts or he goes insane.
So
and
you're
then
going over to the crack
I'm just gonna.
and looking down into it and shining the light down.
Yes.
Give me a stability roll.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah.
Does seem like a good
Are you
idea.
spending any points?
Yeah, I'll spend it. No, I'm not. I'm not spending any points.
Okay.
He's running over there
Got a
like a
four.
You
kid.
got a 4.
On
That was
Christmas
a
morning.
Fortunate thing. With a 4, you got over there and you took a look down, and you see there is still fat deep within the depths, and it's still trying to reach up out through the crack. And you think that fat is extending tendrils up towards you, and you have this vision in your head of the tendrils coming out and enwrapping you and drawing you down, squeezing you and becoming one with you. And you sense a tremendous power there, but you also have just a moment of sheer terror that it would overpower you. Lose 3 stability and 2 sanity.
Once you go to the negatives, what happens?
Well, are you in negatives?
I am now.
You are. How far negative are you
I
on
am
stability?
at -2.
I'm at
So,
0.
How much sanity?
2.
Okay.
Wow.
I figure 0 stability is okay.
0 stability is not catastrophic yet. Negative stability.
Does he shriek? Like
I strongly suspect you're going to start screaming.
Yeah.
That seems fair.
Yeah.
I'll grab him by the shoe and pull him back.
How many points did you say you were?
I'm at -2 now.
All right, so you're unsettled. You're not screaming. You probably let out a yelp, but you're shaky. You're a -1 to any skill checks you're going to make for the rest of the scenario, and you're pretty unsettled. But you can get through. You can probably get through this.
That's on my side.
I run up there when I
You
hear her
think.
scream.
You didn't scream,
You
did
know.
He let out a yelp.
I yell out of the yelp.
Oh, okay. I thought it sounded
It
more
was,
like
it was a
goat.
manly yelp. No, it wasn't.
Okay.
Oh,
case, no.
God, baby Jesus! What have I gotten me into?
I can spend psychoanalysis to stabilize him.
Do you want to?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What are you doing?
Well, obviously, having worked in the mental institution, I've seen this quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not what I've just seen here, but I know how to calm someone that's going through an erratic emotional
Give
state.
me a reassurance.
What do you need me to do? Which one?
Reassurance. Tell me if you're spending any.
First, we'll do reassurance. Sure.
Tell me if you're spending any points. in
I
the
will
roll.
do that.
All right.
4.
All right. You get 2 points of stability back.
So I light a cigarette as well.
Yeah.
But I do not. I'll just say there's. I'll leave it at this. Something's in there,
I'll lose a point.
and it's not coming out.
Well, that is good. Thank Ra. I mean, Allah.
You know, if I get a chance when he's more calmed down, I want to know, ask him, are you okay?
I will be. Once we're far away from Peru.
Okay. Did you see something? You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
Where did it touch you?
It was evil.
It's too horrible to describe.
It's undescribably.
To color out of time.
She's a woman, so she can know things men weren't supposed to know, right?
All right. Are you guys leaving the pyramid then?
Yeah. I think so.
Did you take some of the gold?
I didn't.
Did we take some of the gold?
Well, I mean, we walked all this way.
I don't have a 0 credit rating for nothing.
Right.
The opportunity to not have a 0 credit rating is right in that room.
I thought that couldn't change no matter what, though. Like, money's
It
money.
can't change from XP. It can change
Okay.
from situations.
Okay.
Like finding a chest filled, with $10,000.
Well, the gold, we're going to have to take all the way back to Lima. Because we're going to get skinned alive if we come down. Or maybe we could tell these, do we want to tell these people
No.
that we killed the Karasari and then go get all their gold, please? We could do that. The only thing I'm interested in, yes.
Keep in mind, if you send people here to get all the gold, somebody's going to try and take one of those wards off.
Right.
I think it's best that if we...
They're scared to come here. They're not going to come here on their own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are any of the artifacts, do any of them look like they could come from somewhere other than Peru?
Sure.
Or South America?
South or Central America.
Okay, so it's all South or Central America.
From the ancient artifacts, but like I said, there are more contemporary items too that you could take.
Like wedding rings.
Mm-hmm. Wedding
there-
rings, jewelry, necklaces.
Are there any gold bars?
No, that would be far too convenient.
Of course
Far
not.
far too fungible.
Yes.
What about doubloons?
There are absolutely some doubloons.
I think we should take some doubloons.
Take what you wish.
I'm gonna take anything that's cursed.
Yeah, I mean,
The quicker that this place is at my back.
How are you checking to see if anything is cursed?
I'm using my
there are curses.
Sense curse. My sense curse ability.
Chemistry. There you go.
I'm using an
Love that.
occult roll.
All right, give me an occult roll. Tell me if you're spending points.
I'm spending 1 point.
All right, awesome.
4.
You are very concerned that anything in this temple is likely to have been cursed from extended exposure to whatever those fat-sucking things were.
Did we sense an evil presence like we did in
There's
the
an evil
farmhouse?
presence here.
Well, I know, but I mean,
There is
when
an
we
evil
were-
presence here.
when we were in the farmhouse, we sensed evil.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think saying you sense
So
evil.
anything in
Well,
here
let's think
is
about
cursed.
this.
I'm
There
okay
was
with that.
All the fat, right, that was kind of moving on its own.
Yeah.
There were the maggots in the fat that were trying to climb on people. And there was that god-awful stench. And something about looking in the crack made Father Sully go a little bit off. No, there's no sign of evil.
Okay. Then I'll start putting something. As long as there's anything What I'm looking for is anything that could be Egyptian, or possibly provide evidence of a tie-in between.
How much time are you spending searching through this? Like I said, there is a lot of stuff down here.
The Indiana Jones warehouse full, or like this room?
So a lot more full than these shelves. Like, say these shelves times 6.
I'm gonna spend half an hour at least, or an hour, and give everything a cursory examine.
Father Cecil's gonna stick around for that.
That's fine.
I'm already back to the alpacas.
Right, I will join.
Chain smoking.
Have a drink. Have a drink. Relax.
So you're gonna stay down here by
Start
yourself.
some conflict.
Yes, because I'm gonna follow Father Cecil and make sure that he's okay.
I'm leaving too.
See ya.
I think we should, if anything...
Jackson has no desire to be down here.
Alright.
Yeah, I think we should blow these tunnels, if anything.
No, I don't want to disturb those wards.
No. I'm talking about the pits here. There's
We
two
could
things.
close the pit
Like blow this...
after I get out.
Yeah. Blow
There's
this pit.
there's a flagstone that could be placed back over that pit.
Oh, yeah.
And I take it the charnel pit is exactly that. It's just a bunch of corpses.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so
Let's
that's.
put that flagstone
You know what?
back
Though
on the entrance.
I would give final rights and probably like that charnel pit on fire.
All right.
How
At least
about,
give them some kind of peace.
Yeah, I'll make the suggestion that we should put one of the flagstones that probably went on top of the well back on.
Sure.
So,
That's a 3-person job.
okay.
You're gonna wait until Mustafa comes out of the hole before you do that?
No. Stay down there, you bastard!
New player.
Told you Europeans sucked.
Fine. I knew it all the time. It's just a matter of time. I turn my back once. Yeah, if this is all shit is all cursed, I am not taking any of this.
You are very concerned about it being cursed.
Oh yes,
Sure.
I've seen that before. So.
We've read enough Lovecraft to know that we shouldn't be
You've been in
touching this
enough
stuff.
Egyptian pyramids to
Yeah.
know. All right.
I can smell a good curse a mile away.
So yeah, you guys make your way out, close things back up. There's been discussion of dynamite. Is there any use you want to put to it?
No, I think our fears about using dynamite is
Other than,
sound.
like I said, doing some last rites on those poor dead people and lighting them up to give them
All right.
a funeral
Yeah,
pyre.
you were able to do so.
I'm very proud of you
Without
guys
issue.
not using dynamite. I thought that be using that like candy.
All right.
Well, when John gets a giddy look on his face, he's want to make it bigger. It's like, no, do not.
Not the best poker face.
Yeah,
He wasn't playing it too close to the vest on that one. So.
All right. Well, you guys do make it back.
Actually, I do have a question
Yeah.
about the dynamite.
Yeah.
How narrow is the actual pass to this area?
Probably about 25, 30 feet wide.
I mean, how much of a deterrent would it be if we blew the pass?
It would be. You're pretty. Give me. Isn't there a mountaineering skill? Outdoorsman seems appropriate. Give me an outdoorsman roll.
If I say this out loud, could anybody else that has a higher outdoorsman
absolutely
than
could,
me
yes.
help?
I'll give you a roll.
What are we doing? Like assessing how much badness.
I don't have any explosives, so
If
I
How
we
effectively it would be to
Blow the pass.
bomb? Yeah.
And what skill would that take?
Outdoorsman
Outdoorsman.
seems like a.
or explosives.
Under technical
Well, I think
abilities,
outdoorsman's gonna say how hard it would
How
be
would be, yeah.
to get through.
I
the
guess
gap.
I haven't used any points. I'll use 2 points on
All right.
this
All right, so
before total.
6.
You're both fairly sure that it would be a deterrent, but you don't think that's the only way to get here. It's just the only way to get here if you're coming from Lake Titicaca area. Yeah. So it would be an inconvenience.
Anyone
I
could
don't know
parachute in.
how well.
I mean, anybody skilled at mountaineering or
Yeah.
whatever could just.
The
climb
other
over
question
it.
is, I don't know how skilled any of you are with explosives and how comfortable you are assuming the risk of using them.
None.
No explosive skills.
I'm thinking that the whole cursed place will keep the locals away, and the whole if somebody comes from outside of that looking for this, well, what else can we do? Unless we post a guard here.
I mean,
which is
that's
not
kind of the concern here. We know what's here, and we can't rely on somebody who won't like prod around, at the museum or ask Professor Sanchez information about.
But we can talk to
we can go
Jackson's
back.
friend.
Yeah, and that's the one I'm relying on. If she realizes that we've sort of maybe stopped this, that she'll come back out of hiding and sort of use her influence over these tribal people to make sure that nobody comes this way.
Well, we can discuss that when we get back to civilization.
Yeah. Is that okay? Does that sound like a reasonable sort of thing to do?
What's that?
I could tell the church. They could do something about it.
Try to convince Jackson's contact to keep people away from here by word of mouth and by rumor.
Rumor, perpetuate horrible myth.
All right.
It's already got enough around it, so.
Yeah, we need to perpetuate it though. Even if there are no more of these things around.
Well, you guys do make your way back out, and eventually make your way back to Lima. You do spread some word of that, and that pretty much wraps up your adventure in Peru. So, I believe in everybody's passport there is a spot for me to give you a nice little stamp that says you have left
And lived. Actually, there should be a.
Peru. Yes.
Survived.
Right below the entrada, there is a salida spot.
Awesome.
Cool.
Dang, if I can get the sticker off.
This is awesome.
Hell yeah, this is fantastic. I
That
should
is
fill
like-
mine out.
Next
I
level.
have filled some of mine out.
That is better than
I feel
getting
actually
the
quite good
axe of
at it.
dwarvish lords.
I'm so lazy. I don't want to ruin it.
Well, just print really neat. That's what I did.
Print neat. Have you seen my writing? Look at this fucking scribble.
I've seen way worse. It's actually not bad at all.
Alright, and that wraps up this adventure once everybody is stamped out of Peru. Now, here's the thing. First off, this took 2 sessions, so everybody will have 4 build points to spend before next session. And anybody that did a homework gets an additional 1 build point for each homework. And if anyone wants to do another homework between now and next session, that's fine. You'll get your credit for that.
What is that time frame
Between
leaving Lima?
Between leaving Lima and the start of the next adventure will be about 4 years.
Oh.
I made an
Okay.
entire
I
So-
get a lot of offline.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we're gonna have to get drinks like 8 times now.
4 years.
Cool.
Yeah. The next adventure
Be in 1925.
will start in 1925.
Ah.
I need
And
to
my-
double check that date, that I didn't just lie to you, but I'm pretty sure 1925 is when things pick up.
Does our Cthulhu mythos increase at all?
That's an offline chat for later, I would think.
No. No one's... well, no. You know what? Yeah. Anybody that wants it can lose 1 point of sanity and have 1 point of Cthulhu mythos.
I will not. Thank you.
Let me know if you choose to take that option.
I'm taking that up.
I'm doing
All
it,
right.
but I have a lot to talk to you about offline.
That's totally fair. Any other questions? Thanks, everyone, and thank you, anyone who's watching at home.